Clouds also live, so they may or may not randomly ask us to join or something, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But we're live. Okay, so Kamui, the chapter's out. I hate the fact that it's out early, you know, as opposed to late, like it was supposed to be, as we were told.
I know. I don't know what happened to make this happen, but it happened. And
Well,
to make us feel better, you guys should become a member and like the stream and comment in chat and all those good algorithm things that will make us so happy.
so I'll be honest. Maybe it like does do algorithm things, but like does becoming a member like actually like help us because like it is like 50 cents that week. Like I feel like we should just I hate to say we should probably stop asking people to become members in hopes that they're more likely to just do the one or less than that call to actions that we actually would need.
Okay, you know what? Don't become a member and like the video and streams and everything else instead. You know what? Yeah, do the free option. Just press the like button and leave a few comments. You know what? Don't even donate. Don't even stop donating, guys. Just stop. Unless you're rich. But otherwise, just hit the like button instead. How about that?
Because I'll be honest, since Space said that basically like 2 streams ago or whatever, I was like, huh, he's actually low-key right though. So it's fine. And he's like, why do you guys even want people to become a member? I was like, why do we? We don't actually really care about that.
It is an extra 50 cents a month.
I mean, do it if you guys want
to.
Yeah, so last time, Boruto versus Jura, I mean, everyone, I don't need to do a recap, but what I will say is that I haven't seen any spoilers of anything at all. The only things that I do know is, first of all, based on context clues, I haven't seen anything. I don't think. I haven't seen anything, but based on context clues, I'm getting the vibe that the person who is bailing out Boruto, since that seems to be something this chapter, is either going to be Momoshiki or Kawaki, and it seems like it's leaning towards Kawaki based on context clues that I've seen. Be like, oh, here's the Kawaki apology post for you guys to fill out your form of the chart to apologize.
I saw
I think Paradox posted
the chapter too. So
yeah.
That was the exact mindset I also had.
Okay, yeah, so I'm guessing he gets his limiters off, and I don't know if I saw a leak scan on accident, but if I did, it was like one glimpse of a millisecond, and it was of like the Kawaki and his time skip design, but I think it was just the flash forward scene that I saw a glimpse of, and it's in reference to that. I'm like, oh hey, look, now he's at this level of power, guys. Oh, it's so cool. I'm guessing that's what it is, and based on your anti-enthusiasm of this chapter, I'm also guessing that's what's happened since you've read the what would you even read first? The text spoilers? Have you seen the visuals of this chapter?
Yeah, so first I read the annoying Twitter way.
Oh,
and then
God.
I haven't read Saddles and Bolts version yet. So that
okay.
I'm not gonna count it as
compare.
my first time reading the chapter, but it's my first time reading a nicer version of the chapter. Especially with the Twitter one, it wasn't even like, like the goofy translations that Felix would do where he puts it in the text. It wasn't like that. It was kind of like the old Abdul style to where they have like the image and separates the block of text, but with a decent amount of them, it was very confusing in terms of like the orders in which people were saying things, and then some of the pronouns were definitely mixed up. Like I was reading one thing, I was like, I already know that's wrong. That doesn't make sense. And then stuff like that. So at the very least, some of the dialogue is just going to make more sense for me this time around. But the things that did make sense might as well have not been the chapter. Who the hell cares? Like, I only have more questions after seeing that anyway. So,
okay.
We'll see what I will say is, without giving... Okay. How do I put this?
Oh, God.
You already are going into it expecting the worst.
Yeah, because I did want to say that as well. if Kawaki saves him, I genuinely think that is the worst decision they can do. I would take Mitsuki. I'd prefer Sarada waking up. You know my number one. I don't even need to say Damon.
Yeah.
Momoshiki taking over. That's preferable. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, so what I will say is this. I also, because I had already seen a spoiler before I started reading the chapter, like I just opened Twitter because I don't know what's going on, but it keeps giving me like a ghost notification that there's nothing there. So I keep thinking like Troy said something. He didn't. I don't know what the notification that keeps appearing and disappearing is. But anyway, I saw a spoiler and I was like, okay, well that's happening. I'm just going to read it. And what I will say is my expectations were rock bottom. However, we're going to explain these things. What I will say is, all things considered, they definitely didn't do the thing perfectly. They didn't cover all their loopholes, but I was pleasantly surprised that Ikimoto at least did 50%. We'll go over what he did when we get to it. But I was like, you know what? I expected worse. He did half of what he could have, and I am content with that.
That's so bad to say. That's awful to say. That's how low we've got at this point.
Yes, that is true. But I will say this though: of the loopholes, let's just say there's like 5. He did take care of. I'm not gonna say it was the absolute best way of all time, but he did take care of the most important one. Like he did do the one of the ones he needed to address. He did address, and I am happy for that. There's gonna be some nonsense. We'll get into it, but he did what mattered most, and I will take it. Okay. So all things considered, I liked this chapter because my expectations were so low. There's also another thing I will get into later that I actually was like, okay, you know what, for Ikimoto, I'm happy. But for the most part, my rating of this chapter, not in terms of numbers, was for Ikimoto, I am happy. That's how I would say it.
Okay. So it sounds like there's no Lorenz gun.
It's not really good, but it gave me a warm feeling. Like, you know what? This is progress.
Oh my god. Wow.
We'll get into it though. We'll see if you agree or disagree. Artistically, I also liked this chapter pretty good from what I was able to see anyway. So far, I was like, you know what? It looked pretty good. A certain character I think was the best he's been drawn into Blue Vortex. Usually he's drawn a lot worse.
Okay.
But when I saw, he looked pretty cool. So
sounds like Mitsuki's coming around. I'll be happy to see Mitsuki. but
let's start the chapter.
Okay, so well before that, I also want to say shout out Sauron. Sauron, if you want to talk with Kamui a little bit as well, you can. But I want to say that from everything I have seen, and I've seen nothing, based on Kamui's tone of voice and the fact that if it existed, then I don't care how much I wanted to avoid it, I would have seen it no matter what. So I'm going to theorize the Jogan, it does not make an appearance. I don't need confirmation, Sauron, that is not a cue to tell me what happened, since I haven't read it yet, and we're about to. But that's the one thing I'm confident isn't happening.
You're about to read the spoilers?
Kamui's making me, I don't want to do it.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna tell you the major spoiler in the chapter.
Okay, so should I take my headphones off or?
Wait, what?
Yeah, you're gonna hate it.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my. Okay, so my headphones are off, so you and Kamui can talk, and I'll be right back.
Well, based off the word you just said, you were only trolling.
Oh yeah, obviously. I wouldn't actually do that.
I know. I was gonna say, I never thought Sauron would do that. I'm gonna tell him Sauron was trolling. But if you want, you can't talk about things first before I message him. It's up to you.
I've actually only read the final 10 pages of this chapter. Quite frankly, I didn't feel like reading the chapter with screenshotted scans with like a phone. Not a fan of that, so I didn't read it. I only read the last 10 pages.
You should just
That's
read
when-
it the first
that's-
30 with us then.
That's
I would say, because I wanted to go over this meme before we start the chapter anyways, Kamui, I feel like you're gonna think this is the spitting epitome of what this chapter represents, but Saren, if you will please read this off.
Okay, you're not gonna use the. Hold on, I'm running with my dog.
Okay, Kamui, feel free to read this off.
Y'all got any good writing? Do you want to do the answer?
We got hype moments and aura.
Yeah!
Hmm.
And I feel like you could just replace art with writing here. Or writing with art, and you get the idea. And it's the same thing for Sauron to respond to. So Sauron, what do you think about that? And Kamui, would you say this pretty much sums up this most recent chapter?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to I don't want to like make it sound worse because again, considering the worst case scenario, I feel like they did it really well. That makes sense. Like, imagine doing the worst, like, okay, the prophecy arc, for example. They did the worst thing possible, and they didn't do it well either. In this case, it's like they're doing the prophecy arc. They're doing the worst thing, but they're doing it better.
Yeah. So my
Yeah,
guess,
can't
if
even
I'm
mute my
going to
phone.
theorize really quick. So sticking with the Kawaki train, since I'm only more confident now than ever that that's what the direction they're going in. So I'm guessing that Kawaki's going to show up and he's going to do some cool thing to Jura, and then we're going to get a flashback revealing how it led up to this all the time off screen or whatever. It's ridiculous as it's going
Okay,
to be.
it's not that good.
Okay, never mind. But I was going to say what happened is it's going to be revealed that Akabi has a karma and or is awake now. Maybe not going that far, but at least has the karma seal. So Kawaki got his limiters off. And through that, he's either, well, it could be both, but he might have unlocked all 8 stokes, whatever you want to call them, of his eye. And or he's unlocked a Shinjutsu. Hopefully a new one.
I will not confirm or deny any of what you said there. I'm only going to say the first part that you originally said about the flashback to him leading up to this point.
Okay.
And say what I said earlier. We're going to come back to all of this later.
Sure. Well, with that being said, let's...
So I do think I need to rephrase what I said. Taking the worst thing possible, they didn't do it in the best way possible, but they took the worst thing possible and did it in a way that I can say I can reluctantly accept it.
Okay. Well, let's see if I can reluctantly accept it. And for those that want to follow along with my share screen, you can join the Discord. For YouTube, I feel like I need to put on a filter, so it's going to look like this. And hopefully this doesn't look too bad. Chad, if it
You could
looks
also just
too
do the back and
bad.
forth thing that I did that one time, where you just try to show certain things and not everything.
Yeah. I could probably turn the transparency down on this if I can remember how to do that.
Yeah.
Here, yeah. Okay, so opacity is at 15 right now. I'll turn it down to 10 and see how that looks. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Chat, hopefully that looks okay. So you can still follow along, you're still seeing everything that's happening. It's just, there's a image in front of it. Okay. Well, again, if you want to join
I
the
never
Discord,
see the text on any of this.
and
I don't even know.
I don't know if I'm allowed to post the chapter link, but you can see the
Just
HTML.
go to I can't see the name of the guy who said that now.
imgur.com/a/photo-chapter-23-that.
If if you go to Reddit and do like r/the better Boruto, the better and Boruto all with a capital letter, so like T and the B and the B,
Okay.
and then you'll find Silence and Bolt's thing. And he has the link to where he posted it. But
Yeah. And for the monthly tradition, I'm of course listening to my Boruto music soundtrack at the same time. I'm on track 6 of 293. It's Yaiba soundtrack Seiyo Yokai Shurai from Golden Turnip 6 years ago. 121,000 views. Okay, that being said, Boruto vs. Jura reaches its climax. Well, I've already, I guess, been spoiled that it's not going to continue past this chapter, so thanks for that. What will Boruto do when he can't use Uzuhiko? Okay, so is it going to be that Mello was actually right and that Boruto has another jutsu that he developed over the time skip, and that's what he was talking about last chapter? I hope not. Oh, imagine. The Savage Man Eating Demon will shout out Jura. Follows his Inquisition. He's a swashbuckling pirate now? What are you talking about, Inquisition? So, he's finding his pot of gold.
what does that even mean? What's Inquisition? We're looking up this up.
Sure.
Inquisition.
But what's up, Sauron?
Yeah, I had to go for a moment. But yeah, with this chapter, like everything, pretty much the chapter went exactly how I predicted it would go. But like, I predicted this would happen in 21.
Oh God.
But it happened in 22.
So very.
But like everything I predicted and talked to Rain about ended up happening.
You mean 23? This is 23.
Oh yeah, I thought it happened in 22. Sorry.
Well.
Okay.
So I ended up being like pretty much dead accurate, which is nice because I never do predictions for anything.
Sauron, what have you rated the chapter?
Again, I told Kamui, I only read the last 11 to 10 pages because I wasn't interested in reading the rest of the chapter, because the chapter when it first initially leaked was screenshots of phones.
Kamui, what do you think I'm gonna rate this chapter?
There's many things. I think there's some things that you can nitpick or something. I don't know. Maybe you're gonna rate it like a 4, 5.
I think he's gonna rate it a 3.
Oh no, I was going for 6 at least. Oh no.
a 4 or 5.
Well, the reason I'm saying it is because, so at least in my case, I'm just grateful he did as much as he did in reference to something, but I think you're just going to be extremely turned off by that something in the first place, to the point that you might not be willing to give it higher. But I mean, who knows what you'll say, but...
Well, are you saying that because it's not Damon, or because of how they did it that I'm not going to like?
All of the above.
Okay.
So... what does a 4 mean to you?
Below average.
Below average.
Okay, so we share the same opinion. Okay. Yeah, so a 4 or a 5.
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna give it a 3.
It depends. It really just depends on what he prioritizes as he reads it. Because I think I'm rating it higher than I maybe should. But because of a few things that just, for me, compared to what we've been getting, I don't want to use the word impressed, but like, again, I don't want to say satisfied, but I was satisfied because I'm just, the certain things that have been irking me, I was just pleased with certain things. And so I feel like I'm going to rate it higher than I think everyone else will. But.
So
I'll be honest.
Say something.
I feel like
Yeah.
the past like year or so, Kamui, I feel like I've been enjoying Two Blue Vortex more than you, but if you feel differently, correct me, please.
I don't know.
True?
I feel like it's been
I feel
chapter to chapter dependent, because there's been like
That's fair.
For example, remember chapter 15, and then it might have been like 18 or 19. There was a couple chapters where I was saying like I was really happy, or even last chapter, I was the one being like, oh, I was really happy about like that Jura Boruto thing. And it seemed like you were like, you're just hyping this up way more than it deserves.
So okay. Whereas that's fair. Whereas that's fair. I liked that scene for a different reason than you. You probably overall liked that scene more.
So I liked both things.
Okay, then you did like it more overall. Yeah.
Yeah. But either way, I feel like it's just been flip-flop chapter by chapter to where like one of us liked it more than the other. So I'm not sure overall in totality who's been liking it more.
Okay. I mean, going in, I want it to be a 10 out of 10, so at least there's that.
So the impression I get is that I think Kamui's been enjoying it more.
Oh,
that's just the impression I get. I feel like he nags less.
So
I think that means that he likes it more.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay.
To be fair, I've always been unsure.
Okay, cool.
Who critiques Two Blue Vortex harder, but the comments do seem to think Oodie does. Like, the comments I've just seen, people seem to think Oodie's the villain in comparison.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I've always been doubtful, but it seems like most people are going with that.
It could be how Ood verbalizes his criticisms.
Intellectually.
I'm not saying not.
Let's see what they vote.
Is it just me, or has Jura's pants become more and more tattered over time? Like, in the first couple chapters, was it even tattered at all?
Yes, we've been over this before. Yes, it was.
Yeah, y'all literally talked about it, I think, last month.
We did!
The answer is yes.
But I swear it's getting more tattered. This is ridiculous.
You talked about this last month. Let it go.
And it looks more tattered than last month.
Y'all talked about it for like 20 minutes. I don't want to hear it again.
Okay. Kamui, since you looked it up, what does Inquisition mean?
It was
I haven't heard that word in a long time.
Yeah, I forgot. I never got to say it.
That is
a period of prolonged and intensive questioning or investigation.
Ooh.
For example, she relented in her determined inquisition and offered help.
Yeah, Ponce de Leon over here going for the fountain of youth, his inquisition. Okay, scrolling down. Made by Masashi Kishimoto and Ikimoto. Okay, Mitsuki. Okay, we got Mitsuki back. Shout out Mitsuki. He did defeat the Claw Grimes, in Sage mode randomly instead of base. As opposed to...
So real quick.
To going after
I can just, first page, I can already do my first Boruto.
Okay. Why is he in Sage mode? Why does he
so... Bro, WTF. Mitsuki seriously used Sage mode against the effing Claw Grime who based Kawaki with limiters on was bodying? What is this bullshit anti-Mitsuki campaign Ikimoto has going on? Why does he need Sage mode?
Sauron, why does he need Sage mode?
Bro, he should just be able to do it in base. I don't give a damn, though. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
He should have bodied them instantly in base. What is he using Sage mode for?
I don't care about this, but y'all can nag on it for a bit.
I really hope Konohamaru doesn't run past him and be like, oh, Mitsuki, don't go over there. I want Mitsuki to go over there right now.
Get your hopes down.
Yep. I'm expecting that.
Get your hopes up.
What's it say in the right?
Mitsuki in the midst of a fierce battle, Konohamaru follows Boruto's orders.
I put the thing in chat. Y'all can translate it later.
Mitsuki, you okay? Konohamaru sensei. Stupid. So,
my heart.
So
these scans are terrible. Oh gosh.
How did Mitsuki even defeat the Claw Grimes? Because I think this is the first time we've seen Claw Grimes be quote unquote killed without being like dismembered or anything.
Yes, he just poisoned them.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Or venomized them.
Would poison work?
Oh, that's wrong.
Probably.
Maybe. I don't.
Oh, that's kind of cool though. I mean, he's using his chakra snake, so.
Oh wait. Yeah. Maybe the poison doesn't like harm them, but maybe it like incapacitates them. There's definitely something that could happen there.
I mean, he did it to Kawaki. It could just be the same thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, knockout stuff.
Okay.
Destiny.
Interesting.
You know the thing that he did to Kawaki in base, by the way, the stronger opponent.
I see.
Well,
Araya took
Venom is
for you Soul
Venom is
Thron.
like safe for the bedded.
So guys, what is a Soul Thron? So we got like new lore here.
Soul Thron? Oh gosh.
Yeah. Is that for like the 11 Tails or something? But yeah.
They did the translations in a rush. So.
I can tell. He's headed towards the tree-ified Shinki. God, I want to know what the kanji looks like.
It's no longer just Otsuskified. We have Triified now.
Yep.
Wait, did they actually say Triified? Are you serious?
Yep, Triified.
All these scans are awful.
And that's why we love them.
Better than the other ones.
I guess so. How did they make it gray? Like, even if you take it with your phone, like, how is it gray? I guess this is a filter.
They probably have filters so it didn't get taken down or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Sure. Oh gosh.
So by the way, why is he carrying Yodo? So does this confirm Yodo's not dead and he's doing it to like heal her? Or is he just out of his love? He's like, oh Yodo, you gotta stay with me. He's carrying the corpse.
That's not Yodo, bro.
That's Sarada.
No. I'm talking about Araya, who's headed. That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about the dialogue.
Why wouldn't he carry her?
If she's dead, why is he carrying? What do you mean? Why wouldn't he? Because she's dead.
Emotional.
Leave it to Mitsuki or something. Why does Araya have to do it?
And
maybe you love Mitsuki and Sarada there.
I think there's also maybe the possibility that they're trying to see if they could. She can't. I don't know. Like, I don't think they just want to leave the body there.
I'm confused if they're trying to imply she's dead or not. I still don't know.
I'm actually not 100% sure either. She could be on the verge of death.
Exactly.
That's Jura. She's definitely dead based off team.
Yeah.
She probably is dead, and I get the impression that she is, but I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, it's going to be more annoying if she's alive when they're having Konohamaru say, it's unfortunate about what happened to Yodo if she's not even dead.
Exactly. Like, because...
It would still be unfortunate, even if she's not
even
dead.
Unfortunate. I'm glad she's dead. That bitch.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, Kamui really hates Yodo. He's biased for Yodo.
Bro.
The manga ruined Yodo, bro.
She was never... Okay.
Did you see how she was talking to Ryu?
Oh my god. Bruh. So I don't think there's a reason to hate her that much. God dang. She's a child.
Yeah, because maybe it's because they used her for Stardust Mangekyo instead of Hidari.
But that doesn't mean you should like hate her that much.
Well.
Like,
well, imagine this, Saran. They did what they did with Yodo, and she's not dead. How annoyed will you be?
Pretty annoyed.
Exactly. If they're gonna do what they did, let her be dead.
I mean, I agree. Although I am disappointed that we never got to see her shockwave ability.
I'm disappointed about a lot of things, Saran.
Like, would sound powers not affect Ryu like at all? Like, I feel like that just hurt. Like, I could just hurt like your ears.
I mean, her only sound power anyway was just hearing. She never did anything else.
No, she did have sound power.
What did she do in the anime besides hear chicken eye?
You don't remember? She like whipped her
ground.
hair around at supersonic speeds, and it created like a high pitched noise.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh.
Wow.
Cooler than Saran. Are you surprised she didn't do that, considering that Araya, the puppet master, didn't use his puppets?
Yeah. I think you can...
but Ikimoto didn't forget, guys.
I don't think he forgot.
You're right, Dan. Ikimoto didn't forget Araya's lore. I
don't think he forgot. I think that he looked at the power set and went, I don't like it. We're changing it.
Why?
I don't think he forgot, though. I think he's just like, I don't like this.
It's alright. He could have done the exact
same
thing with Araya
but
and just
give
had
him
the
a puppet
holding the
so
sword.
True. This is just so true.
There's no change necessary. Just have a puppet in front of Araya.
Also, you also could just give him all the things that he already has. Just make it so he also has a puppet.
Exactly.
The puppet didn't need to go away. So my hope is they're not going to do it, but like.
No, it's too late. The fact that they didn't do it now.
It is too late.
Anime. Keep it consistent.
Okay.
Oh.
And then people are going to complain that, oh, it's not like the manga. This is filler.
Oh my gosh, the anime changing stuff yet again.
Why are they being so lazy?
They're contradicting the manga again.
The manga did it so much better.
No. Here's the problem, though. But they fail to remember, Araya's puppet's in the anime, too. Or the manga, too. Like, he fights, technically, barely. Like, I think he has the puppet in one of the panels. I'm gonna go double check this right now.
I don't think he actually has the puppet in the manga.
Well, let's find out then. Maybe he doesn't, but in like the couple of panels we see of him, he might have a puppet in one. We're gonna find out.
This is stupid.
No.
Let's see. Like when Shinky's team beats Metal Lee's team.
I thought you were about to shake her.
Let's see.
Oh, I thought that's what you asked. I'm gonna check if Araya has a Boruto ability sheet at the end of the volumes.
Yeah, that too.
I want to see if he has one.
Okay, well,
I'm just genuinely curious right now.
We don't know whose puppet Metal Lee kicks. And now, based off the anime, it would be presumed that he kicked Shinky's puppet. But this could just be Araya's manga puppet that Metal Lee's kicking. Because why? Because you don't even see Araya and Yodo in this shot. Why would Shinky even be doing
Can you send me the panel?
Yeah, so again,
I don't know why we always have to ask.
It is in the anime, it's Shinky's puppet.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like from the manga's perspective, so in the anime though, we do see like in the Urashiki Sand mission thing that Shinky has like this puppet, he uses it for sealing. But from the manga's perspective, who knows whose puppet that is? Because it's just a puppet. There's no sand on the puppet.
Sure. I mean, I feel like even in the manga, it is implied based on Shinky's
the fact that you don't see anyone else
expressions and everything.
But we wouldn't know.
Let me see. What does this panel look like? Oh, okay. I mean, that does look like Shinky's puppet. I mean, even in the manga, it's legit wearing
but again, in the manga, Shinky doesn't have a puppet, so you just wouldn't know. But Araya's just got a sword in the manga here. I guess we don't know if it's a puppet or not.
Yeah.
And there's some Inojin fight. We just don't know what he did.
No, we don't. And he doesn't fight her. Sorry, no, he does. He
doesn't fight Sarada in the manga.
No?
They never get that far. It just ends with Boruto versus Shikanai.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's pretty bad.
The anime version really is the best version of that arc.
Yep.
Atlas, stop.
So, going back to the chapter, though. So, maybe, Saran, maybe I'm just not thinking of something. Maybe you can, like, explain it to me, but... So, obviously, if Yodo's dead, there's no point for Araya to carry her body from where it currently is to where he's going in the middle of this active mission to save Shinky. So we'll just rule out if she's dead. Let's go with if she's alive. What does transporting or escorting her body from this location to Shinky's location do for her? Why is he doing that? Please.
I mean, I think you already have the answer. I think it's not a logical decision. I think it's just an emotional one.
Oh, not everyone all at once,
he just wants to carry her body because he just doesn't want to leave her dead body there if she is dead.
That is pretty silly, but sure.
I mean, I would agree. It's not a logical choice, but like, it's not something I'm gonna be like, oh, this is so dumb. This is bad.
I mean, I would agree. if Araya showed interest in Yodo at all, if he cared, even an inkling in anything that isn't a flashback.
Uh-huh. I do think he cares about. I do think he cares about her. They just have that what's that type of relationship? Like a frenemy relationship?
Well, that's one way to word it. But anyways, so Konohamaru, unfortunately about what happened to Yodo. Unfortunately about what happened to Yodo, but that shows how prepared you need to be to take on the Shinju as opponents. Why is he even telling Mitsuki this? Mitsuki knows he's a shinobi. That's not even true. Of all people.
Not even then, though. That's also just not true. The point of this mission was to befriend and backstab them. Like, Konohamaru, if you didn't waver, you would have just killed her by being evil. And that's what the plan for Mitsuki's team was, too. They just failed.
Yeah, really weird how Konohamaru's just not updating Mitsuki, by the way. Maybe you can say it's, like, obvious based on context clues, but I feel like Mitsuki should probably know, hey, Matsuru's, like, dead. Like, it's probably something you should say. By the way, he's just not gonna, like, start with, like, hey, Jura and Boruto are fighting, and we're supposed to rendezvous over here. No, he's gonna start with, oh, man, Yodo.
That's one of the things that got weird in my translation that I read. I'm curious what they're gonna say here. Because they got really confusing with that stuff.
Well, it's already too late in my opinion. He's just starting with Yodo, instead of the important stuff. So, she'd likely rejoice if she knew you succeeded in getting Shinki's soul thorn. As far as we're aware, anyway.
No, they've already done that.
But Mitsuki, the mission isn't over yet. You're referring to Jura, I take it. I confirmed that, well... it's fine for Mitsuki to say that,
it's all new to me.
But okay, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't part of the mission to take the soul thorns to where they're supposed to go? Like, the mission isn't over yet when they kill the Shinju. That's not where the mission, as it originally was missionized, to end.
Yeah, like, it's not even about Jura, it's just the soul thorns too.
Yeah. Okay, so it's kind of weird, but either way.
In fact, Jura is the signal to end the mission. Koji said if Jura shows up, you leave. That is the mission they were given.
That's true. Oh my god.
Mitsuki wasn't listening.
I confirmed that he was flying over there towards where you and Matsuri were fighting, without showing much interest in us or Ryu's soul thorn. What is his objective? So real quick, I did read a comment on this or something somewhere. I forget exactly where I read it, but... So, Sarada's passed out. Jura was looking at Sarada. I feel like, considering what Jura's already seen from Boruto, that he took Himawari and flying Raijin away without even saying a word, I feel like he should have just taken Sarada hostage and flew over to Boruto. Especially since he can't aim for squat anyways. Just out of nowhere now. Like, he might as well do it so Boruto doesn't just instantly teleport away. It's basically the same idea he did with the sword, but we're just going to throw Sarada in that position. Regardless of smart, I feel like it would have been, like, writing-wise, a really good thing. Especially since he's trying to, like, learn about love right now. Again, what happened with Sasuke's sword, I think, is really good. I'm not saying to outright replace it, because I think you can include elements of both. But at the very least, Jura should have brought Sarada to confirm Boruto's love of Sarada. Or he already knows Boruto saved Sarada from Hidari. He watched the fight.
Well, but again, though, but hypothetically, he's got a passed out Sarada, and he's got, like, the hand to the... Kind of like what Deepa did with Omoe's team. He's got, like, his claw-marked middle finger to her neck, and it's like... Okay, Boruto, tell me where the accomplice is, or I kill Sarada. Yeah. And then Boruto has to try and save Sarada. You can do pretty much the same tactic or whatever the hell.
That's literally just the hostage situation, but Jura's doing it. I love it.
Yeah, yes. It's just even more, I mean, arguably more impactful, but it's more scary at the very least.
Yeah.
Because at least for the fans, because I'm going to be honest, I like it for Boruto's character to care about the sword, But no fan's gonna be head over heels crying if the sword's bent. Like, we're gonna forget the next day. We don't care. Whereas if Sarda dies, Mello's gonna... I don't know what he's gonna do. It's gonna be that, though.
He's gonna fly to Japan. He'll have some own words on that. For Ikimoto himself.
Exactly. He's gonna have some choice words for Ikimoto. But, like, who's gonna actually... What reader is gonna care if Sasuke's sword's bent? It's like... We don't even know how many swords Sasuke's gone throughout Naruto in the first place. Like, that's probably his 4th Kusanagi blade.
In fact, we can prove it right now. Look, I challenge everyone right now to look up on YouTube a reaction to what episode would it be? Episode, like, 462 or something of Naruto? Go see whenever Kaguya teleports to the lava dimension for the first time and Sasuke's sword falls in the lava. Look up a reaction of that episode on YouTube and see if you can find anyone that's overly dramatic about the sword.
Yeah. Like, again, it's not like it's the same sword he's had ever since Shippuden. No, he has a different sword. But bro lost the sword.
He even has more different sword than he did in the last.
Well, yeah, let's also remember that Jigen shrunk his sword, so I think he's had a new sword since then as well. So.
Yeah, actually, good point. Yeah, Ishiki shrunk his sword, like, in the middle of, like, the Boruto fight.
His sword just, like, returned to original size.
Is it the same sword?
How and why?
Because remember, doesn't he use his sword, like, against Borishiki?
Did he just get another... Hold on, we're gonna go look this up. Is this just a plot hole? Does he get another sword? What happened?
No, the sword just returned back to original size.
When? Well, Ishiki would have to re-summon it then.
Like, off screen, I'm pretty sure.
Hold on, I'm checking this all out.
I mean, that's not how Daikokuten works. Why would he do that? This is ridiculous. But anyways.
Okay, go ahead and keep reading. I'm gonna go ahead and figure out the sword shenanigans.
Okay. I did want to shout out Axel Boost on YouTube. Maybe they can bring Yodo back by making her a Shinju. That would actually be really cool. Like, hypothetically, Yodo's on the verge of death, and doing this is the only way to bring her back. Regardless of Yodo, I do think I do want that from someone. That would be cool.
Okay.
I want that too. A sound Shinju? That'd be so cool.
Okay, well, I'm not talking about the sound aspect, but...
Real quick, though. I think I've seen enough to just confirm he probably doesn't do it again. So Ishiki shrinks the sword, and then he just later unshrinks it to stab Sasuke when Boruto jumps in front of it.
Right.
And then Sasuke probably just picked it up after. Yeah. That. I don't think anything else happens after that, yeah. Because then we have Barry mode.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was on screen.
Yeah, Ishiki just like pretty much immediately unshrunk it to use.
Well, Anime Divergent thinks the writing is dumb. And since I'm currently reading the chapter, I'm too afraid to see what he wrote after that, so I'm not gonna read it. But we'll read it later, Anime Divergent. Thank you for the comment.
Actually, that's another interesting thing, though, because he's mentioning the headband. I think he's referring to, like, the sword thing from last chapter. Question for you. What would you prefer? Instead of snapping, like, the sword, Ishiki's gonna do something to the headband. Like, I don't know, he's gonna scratch it, or he's gonna rip it, or whatever.
I think I prefer that over the sword. I know it's like the Bushido Ninja Samurai
that they've been doing anyway. Like, it was a gift for Boruto to return to Sasuke. They've been doing that, so it's also very symbolic of the Boruto Shinobi way, because it's the headband. They did the same thing in Naruto, and that headband's been through a lot. So
yeah, we care about that headband. So.
Exactly. Though, that's another thing, though. We would care more about it because of all of Naruto, but even ignoring all of Naruto, in Boruto, they have used that symbolically several times.
Yeah.
So the fans just are used to caring about the headband, narratively.
Especially since the Momoshiki fight, he's been like, all right, Boruto, I'm giving this to you. Be sure to give it back to me at the end.
Exactly.
So
and perfect. Sasuke wouldn't want it ripped in half.
Or disintegrated.
Okay, real quick, this is really funny. Space said, wait, what, Space? Do you mean that you think they are clearly what does he talk about? Is he arguing with himself?
he picked up a book from Friendly Cat.
That's not when they say like imitating your older brother. That's not what they mean.
Koji did say you need to leave. Okay, but that is a good point, Axel. So back to the chapter. Yeah, so I confirmed he was flying over towards where you and Matsuri were fighting without showing much interest in us or Ryu's Soulthorn. What is his objective? So do you think he's going to tell the truth and be like, actually, Boruto's fine? Or do you think he's going to be like, I don't know, he's just looking for something over there. He just wanted to fly in that direction. Like, is he going to lie about Boruto? I was just about to be killed by Matsuri when suddenly, okay, he's going to say, Boruto arrived and saved my life. Mitsuki's going to have some thoughts about that. And that leads me to believe, based on what you said earlier, I'm going to be real disappointed. Then Jura appeared. I assume his objective is to kill Boruto. Bro, how is Mitsuki not going to go? Konohamaru shouldn't needed to tell him of this in the first place. But to them, it seems like killing Boruto is a higher priority than reviving their dead friends. By the way, so the Soulthorn, it's not like a massive change, but it looks slightly larger than usual here.
I was going to say, it looks pretty big in this panel, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's just me, but
I do think it looks a little bit bigger, but it's not drastic enough to, like, complain about.
Yeah. Sensei, I wish to assist Boruto in taking down Bro.
You know what, Mitsuki? I wish that too.
Why is he asking, though? Remember when he asked, Ebisu to free Boruto's from the handcuffs? Oh, I wish I could do that, Ebisu. Yeah, remember when he said that? And waited for permission to act? Remember that? Weird. No, you can't. Our mission was... Oh, Mitsuki! The mission! Oh, but I know he's your son, Mitsuki, but the mission... since you're so loyal to Konoha... Orochimaru's
to be
son.
fair, Konohamaru doesn't know. To be fair, Konohamaru doesn't know that Boruto's Mitsuki's son yet.
I know, but Mitsuki does, which is the important part.
I mean, we do know that Mitsuki has proven that he will disobey orders when it comes to his son. He's done this multiple times.
Yeah. So, Konohamaru says our mission was to receive the Soul Thorns. Boruto understands that as well.
The Soul Thorns.
Yeah. So, is Konohamaru lying here? Because he shouldn't know that Boruto understands their mission right now.
I think he just figured that out. Again, they never came back to the Boruto, you, ...
Yeah.
But, like, I think Konohamaru at the very least knows, okay, he knows about the mission, clearly. Okay.
The only reason
I think that's what this is a reference to, I'm pretty sure.
That's fair. Just him being smart. The only reason I was able to escape is because he's still drawing Jura's attention.
Well, that's not even true. Jura just didn't care. Jura could have easily sniped Konohamaru anytime he wanted. Like,
I don't think he cared much.
He just didn't care.
From Konohamaru's perspective, I don't think he knows that. So.
Yeah.
I think he probably just assumes that, oh, man's missed.
But... Yeah, Mitsuki would totally say but in this scenario. Listen close, Mitsuki. Our objective is to get to the place where we first met with Araya, and yet, okay. Interesting that he's actually listening to Boruto. That's interesting. That's where we're going. I want to hear him talk about what his opinions are on Boruto. Those were Boruto's, or I'm really curious what he thinks about Boruto. Seems like he has some sort of plan in mind. We've got no choice but to believe in him. So I feel like that's not true. I want to know what you feel about that. Beyond, you've got no choice, but... Okay, so we got Boruto and Juro standing off. Juro with the hands in pockets, looking a little silly here, but that's okay. He's like puffing his chest out almost, like, oh, you want some more now?
Bro, it would be funny if he actually was, though. That's a nice personality thing. Big, strong man. Like, I think that'd be funny.
I'm big and strong.
Yeah. He missed my vitals, but the wound is deep. Yeah. Wait, did this happen off screen?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, hold on. Let me double check because I feel like I think we might just be... I'm going to double check if we're just missing a page because I thought we got like what we needed to.
Because this didn't happen last chapter. This happened off screen.
No,
hold on,
I'm pretty sure he got. Didn't he get stabbed when he got hit by the tree?
He was coughing up blood, but I mean, I guess it could have been there. We just don't see it.
Yeah, I think that's what he got stabbed by. He got stabbed by a branch.
Yeah, but Sauron, do you remember in chapter 13 when he also got impaled by something that missed his vitals and he passed out on the spot? You know, fell down on the floor, unable to fight. Momoshiki didn't take over. You remember that? You know, when his vitals weren't hit? Do you remember that, Sauron? When he was impaled through the chest. A very similar area, as a matter of fact. And he passed out. You know, like dying, basically. So, what do you think about that compared to this? You know, when that isn't happening. Oh, I'm sure Kamui agrees.
It's not answering the question, but. Alright, hold on. I'm trying to find it through the Twitter to see if it was shown there or not.
Hey, Sauron, you remember when Sasuke stabbed Danzo through the chest?
It's just off screen.
With lightning?
Whatever happened is off screen.
It was like a big hole. And Danzo was just like chilling. I remember that. Hey, Sarah, do you remember when Kawaki blasted a hole through the middle of Garo that was like way bigger than the one that Kawaki blasted in a Boruto or Juro blasted in Inujin? And Kawaki, it was just like, had to kill him afterwards because he was fine.
I'm telling you, bro, Boruto has like the worst survival ability ever. Like he ain't Uzumaki.
Wait, he wasn't like fine.
But okay, yeah, he was hurt, but he was alive. Able to stand there for another 30 seconds while Kawaki just stood there with his hand in front of his face. Like, he was able to hyperventilate. His lungs were gone, and he was still breathing. Too much, in fact. He was over-breathing.
Yeah, because he was hyperventilating.
I mean, sorry, regardless if he was hurt or not, he was conscious. Okay, that's all I really need.
Yeah, so what's up with Garo? Like, why is he such an animal?
I'm not gonna disagree that it's. I'm not gonna disagree and say that it wasn't weird that he like just passed out like.
Well, thank you.
You would think that he would need a little bit more significant damage in order to do that. Maybe the thing just hurts a whole bunch. I don't know.
What I do know is Jura's sniping Boruto and missing at point blank range. But Jura's hair is looking pretty normal here.
That's a big RPG bomb, to clarify. He will explain in a second, but
okay. Well, Hiko doesn't work. You know,
doing the Spider-Man pose.
The principle similar, yeah, it is Spider-Man pose. The principle is similar to Uzuhiko, his Biju bomb. Let's find out about that. The biggest reliable Beast Bomb is the obvious preparatory action it takes to prepare it. Would a rifle type that can snipe from long range be more effective? Or would a close range shotgun type give me the advantage against an opponent like him?
The other translation said scatter type. So like what he did to Code and potentially Himawari, you know, like we've got those mini holes, we didn't really know what happened. I think that's his shotgun scatter shot, whereas and then he has the sniper one. Both of those are done with his other eye.
Do these not look like the same panels that are in Chapter 7?
By the way, the fact that Jura knows what a rifle and a snipe and long range and a shotgun and close range is, he knows what an advantage is as well. Just want to point that all out. Can't figure out what love is, though.
Just does this weird headbutt dives and shit.
Yeah, he's like upside down, too. He's like, why?
Why does he do it with his hands in his pockets, of course?
I feel like those were the same pants.
He like turns his head to look, too. It's so weird.
Like, Jura likes to fight in the weirdest poses possible.
Yeah. So that's his red eye. What was it above his red eye as well?
I forgot, like I said, I forgot which eye does which, but one eye does the regular BG bomb. Okay, his right eye shoots the regular BG bomb. His left eye shoots the other ones.
Okay, well, he's using his right eye in both instances here.
So he either did the BG bomb again. No, he's just. Oh yeah, that's his right eye. All right, he either used the BG bomb again, or he ruined the consistency.
Sure. What's happening here? Oh, his hand. Okay, never mind. It's so weird to see Jura's finger extended like this.
I know. So I think Jura's about to pinch Boruto like Kawaki tried to, based off
So,
this.
like, do the Climax provide, like, defensive ability? Like,
Bro,
what's with the claw mark on the finger? And why did Code never do this?
Also, I'm confused what's happening here. Is Jura, like, telekinesisizing Boruto's sword like Orochimaru did? Why did Boruto drop his sword?
Yeah, well, hold on. Let's go back up.
Well, Jura hasn't touched him yet. He obviously still has a sword here. But there's nowhere that he dropped his sword.
I just want to, like, get as many... yeah, it's on his holster. Okay, yeah. Okay. What happened? Did he just yank it out?
I don't know. What happened?
Did he slice his holster with his finger? Did he, like, cut it?
After all that, too. I think, yeah, I guess he did slice the holster. Is that what it's trying to say there? But he can kill Boruto so easily. And Boruto's trying to flying Raijin out of this. But he can't teleport to long distance. Okay, so he teleports to his sword. That's kind of cool. So
maybe Boruto just threw it. Maybe that's what Boruto did then. He just released it for that purpose.
Yeah, I could see that. Similar to what he did against Mitsuki when Mitsuki, like, locked him up in chapter 6 or whatever. 7, whatever it was.
Yeah, I think that's the most realistic answer.
Yeah. Okay. Can't really tell what... Okay, so Boruto's grabbing the sword. It looks like... I don't know. It looks like someone's trying to grab him there, though. I don't know. The hand looks so extended. I don't know. He's slicing at Jura! And it worked. Yeah, okay.
Wait a minute. Hold on. He cut off his foot. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. So I wonder if Jura's gonna heal, but I mean that does confirm to me.
Yeah, now I'm curious because there was something I saw and I needed to see the regular pages for later on in a minute when we get to it. I was a little bit confused. I'm hoping that this will make it more clear, but I didn't even realize this happened.
Mm-hmm. But this just confirms it to me.
Wait a minute. Jura's durability is just sword level.
Well, yeah, I'm not surprised though, because I was sort of expecting it to be the same as Matsuri and all the other Shinju. Because I do think he can do the same thing to all of the Shinju. I think he can do it to Hidari. I think he can do it to Bug. Okay,
but like at the same time, we've seen the sneak peek when Boruto's purple lightning sword slice into Jura didn't slice him in half.
So, but that's purple lightning.
It should only be stronger.
I mean, he electrocuted him.
But but that should enhance the slicing power. We've seen it before.
Well, maybe Boruto wasn't trying hard to slice there. He's just trying for the electrocution.
That's really stupid considering the slicing's been working.
Oh, well played. No, but I agree.
Okay.
Which is why I said that Boruto was stupid for Rasenganing Hidari's back instead of doing what he just did here. Same for Jura last chapter. Why did he use the Rasengan, which does no damage to the Shinju? Consistently.
Yeah, why didn't he just slice his head off?
Likewise, just based on consistency, why didn't he try and Rasengan Matsuri? Exactly. It wouldn't have worked. Exactly.
Why did instead of freaking talking to Jura about debilitation, why didn't he just flying rage into his face and cut it off while he was on the ground for those 10 seconds he had? It's this easy.
Let's also just ignore the fact that Konohamaru's Rasengan just tore Matsuri in half, but Boruto's does nothing consistently.
Konohamaru's were bigger, to be fair, but like...
Okay. Were they enhanced by Otsutsuki chakra? We're doing some weird Dragon Ball Z thing here.
Yeah, where Jura's just like freaking poking him.
So weird.
Did Jura have the claw mark finger on both hands? Okay, here it is, yeah. I think he grew a third arm. This is what I thought.
No. I think this is what they do.
And like him moving his arm a million times.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be more like the demon. What was it, Naruto? Whenever he does the demon jutsu of you know what I'm talking about.
The demon wind shuriken, the Kurama avatar hands.
It's so stupid. I can't even say.
What are you trying to say?
The two heads.
Oh yeah. Okay, the Sakon demon jutsu.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, again though, because we've seen panels where it's drawn like this, but like in the case of Jura, like what if he's just using the Asura at the bait? He has the Rinnegan. That would be the coolest thing they could do here.
He could be doing that, but I'm assuming based on how you're explaining it, he's just not going to have three hands in the next page.
Yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the hand's just gone afterwards. So I think you're right, but it's so much. Yeah, this is why I was confused because the next page is not there. So it would be way cooler if it was the Asura Path ability.
To be fair,
just
Kamui,
grabbing a third hand.
The manga does do this a lot, so I do think that's what they're doing.
Yeah. I just wish it was the Demon Twin Jutsu or the Asura Path.
Don't stand a chance against him in terms of strength, despite the fact that his durability is sword level.
Hey, despite the fact that you knew this for like 30 years now.
Oh, but he's grabbed him, and he's doing the Biju Bomb. Is he going to have to Flying Reggie now? What's he going to do? Yeah, he is. Purple Lightning. Oh, never mind. Okay. I guess.
That's a sneak peek.
Sure.
I guess he's not hitting Jura here. I guess, so never mind about the slicing thing.
Yeah, he's just grabbing him.
Also, is Jura's foot back there? Or no? Oh, is it just pants? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if his foot's back, but I can't really.
Well, let's go check which foot was cut off as well. His right leg was cut off here.
No, that's his left. Wait, I don't know which one this is.
No, Jura's facing this way, so this would be his. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, you're right. So this is his left foot was cut off. That's
I think weird. His left foot would have like the thumb thing on his right side. So yeah, that should be his left foot. Yeah, okay. Which is the same as down though. We don't know if it's back or not. I haven't had a chance to pay attention to whether it regenerates or not, or if he needs the tree. So
okay. At the very least, I mean, here is his right foot. It looks like this is the left foot still falling. Either that or he just drew his right foot twice.
I don't know, yeah. It's because his pants are kind of covering the area, so...
Yeah. Gah! Man, Joe's getting bodied. Doing the Biju Bomb. Boruto's just dodging because he's quick. You know, in comparison to Jura's Biju Bomb. So is he doing the... Oh my god, he's literally doing the Minato. Except, it looks like the kunai's gonna hit the Biju Bomb?
Yeah. Except it doesn't.
Well, I'm confused because it's like aiming straight at it, and we don't see it like.
That's what I thought. I thought he was gonna shoot the kunai, but I don't think he did.
If anything, I thought it would be really cool if Boruto's like preemptively, like precogging that he's gonna make a kunai. So he's basically doing what Pain did. It just like exploded the Biju Bomb right in front of him.
Yeah. I don't know.
But somehow,
it looks like he just missed.
Yeah, somehow the straight
really
shuriken.
Does a bad aim, huh?
Yeah, the shuriken or the kunai was just going like whoop woo.
He used the Uchiha style.
So stupid. He's using Itachi's jutsu.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that would be the coolest thing he could do. Is he just does Itachi's kunai trick to like bounce it around him. Like I'd be happy with that. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, they are both back, by the way.
That would be, but it's still cool.
Both legs are back, by the way.
Okay, yep, so he did heal him immediately. That's good to know then. So he doesn't need the tree. Good. I don't think he should have. But.
Okay. I think it's dumb
that does just kind of confirm, though, that like
wait, didn't
the
he
other
imply
Shinju
that?
Aren't Biju. Only Jura. Because Jura was hyping up his regeneration compared to Himawari. He's like, us Biju.
Yeah.
Then he's praising her regen. Hidari needs the tree. Monster and everyone else.
Only
so Jura does it. So they're just
feels...
not Biju. Even though they're divine trees and 10 tails and everything, they're just not Biju, I guess. I don't know. It's weird.
Now it's Sauron's turn. Sorry.
I guess they're not just as pure Biju as like he is, I guess, because like they don't heal like he does.
But that's weird. Why? They have the same body.
They, though?
I mean, it's as evident as possible
from that 10 tails tree thing.
Yeah, like if the fact that Boruto can slice up Jura just as easily as he can Matsuri, they have the same body composition.
Freegame set to let him up.
I mean, I'm not sure that I don't think Matsuri could tank a Rasengan just like pure, but like maybe she could.
Hopefully Freegame wasn't waiting
because
long.
Like
Freegame! Hello.
She probably couldn't though.
Repeat your question.
Yeah, you good. I was asking what you thought of the chapter if you read it, but I guess you technically read it through the spoilers. So like spoiler wise,
yeah, in a sense, I don't have all the context, of like how the story progressed. I seen certain panels and stuff like that, but from the panels that I saw, I'm pretty excited to see the actual chapter.
Okay. Well, we're reading it right now if you want to go through it with us. Go through it. In fact, you can go through the whole thing if you want, because we're going to take a long time if that's going to frustrate you. I'm just going to let you know now.
No, you good.
So Kamui, did you think this as well? Outside of the obvious Minato thing, this also reminds me of the Attack on Titan Season 1 finale, like Mikasa, like doing the fall thing, kind of. A little bit, kind of like that.
Oh, okay, I don't know what... That's funny. There was something else I was trying to think of, and I couldn't think of it off the top of my head. But like the way Jira looks here, where he's like falling forward, there's something in Naruto or Boruto where it's like the exact same thing. I
agree.
I can't quite think of what it is. Like someone like dodges behind them and like hits them in the back of the head or something. But like
I agree.
the person's falling just like this.
Yeah.
I can't think.
Goodness.
Something stuck in my throat.
I can tell.
I get.
Okay.
I can't think of a single thing that looks like that.
Wow.
We can't. Just can't quite figure out what it is.
Not in Boruto.
It might be Naruto, like I said. I don't know.
Yeah. I can't tell what's happening here. First of all, this is kind of dumb. So, what's happening here? When did Boruto put the sword back in the holster? So he has the sword out here as Jiro's grabbing him.
He must have done it while he was flying.
So Jiro lets go. He randomly holsters his sword again, throws the kunai. Sword's in the holster, and he brings it back out.
I feel like it's just like some samurai thing in anime where they just love to unholster their sword and it gets cooler that way. Like I don't feel like it's actually beneficial.
Incredibly unrealistic.
Yeah, you gotta like sheathe and unsheathe it in between every hit. Between every hit.
He's not Sasuke. Sasuke would have to because he only has one arm, so like he's gotta like put it back to do other things. But Boruto has two arms. He just throw the kunai with the other arm.
You could just throw him the sword instead of the kunai.
I guess he doesn't want to risk having Jiro.
He learned one hand style swordsmanship because Sasuke only had one hand.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, Kamui, it's weird that Jura hasn't caught on to this strategy. Did he not expect Boruto to teleport to that kunai? Why do you let it go
I don't know,
past
bro.
him? Like, what do you think? Oh man, Boruto missed. Oh, good thing. Lucky me.
I also don't know why Jura... So, like, Jura says some things here and there in chapters, but, like, right now, why doesn't Jura just randomly, out of nowhere, like, out of pocket, shotgun blast Boruto in the head when Boruto's not expecting him to because he hasn't been doing it? Easy time to just sniper shot or shotgun blast him right now. So right there, Boruto's in the middle of trying to attack. That's the best time to do it. Instead of kicking him like he looks like he's about to, just shotgun blast his face.
Yeah. I'm also confused what's happening here, because clearly there's a hit indication here, based on whatever happened here, but the sword's like way down here.
His crotch.
That's stupid. But like the sword's way down here. So did Jura... Oh, I think Jura knocked the sword out of Boruto's hand based on his hand movement here. He like backhanded it.
He backhanded it, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So that kind of tells me here... That tells me here that Boruto's not actually going for an attack, but like a defense, assuming he's preparing for Jura doing this.
I don't know.
That's sort of what that looks like. Well, shout out Ikimoto and his choreography, man. Compared to Naruto,
it's like a movie.
It sure is something. Also,
this isn't fine
please.
choreography. I just think that the clarity is off.
I
it's
agree.
hard to tell what's happening.
Yeah.
But I think it's nice. I don't think the choreography is bad.
Dude,
I just
Jorah's
think,
ears
I
are
just think
huge.
Kishimoto
I
was
know,
better
it's
with
so weird.
clarity and readability.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he's kicking,
bro.
or like
You
kneeing.
need him.
Need Boruto.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm live, guys.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. So, Freegame, welcome to the Walky Talkers podcast. Okay.
But when you guys think this Shinju arc is going to come to an end?
Well, Kamui would have a much better guess of that than me, considering he's seen the chapter.
Well, there's gonna be at least one more chapter after, probably 2 more, but it depends on what they want to finish things with.
Yeah.
I think there's 4 chapters left.
Oh, 4.
Just 4? You think it's just going to be this last volume? Because
Yes.
this is volume 5.
No, this is volume 6.
It said volume 5.
No, but that's for the last volume.
Yeah. You're right. Because the when Sarada got her Mangekyo, that was the end of volume. Was it 4? I think.
That was the end of 5.
Yeah, that was the end of 5. You're right. So my my new co-host on the Cloud Nature podcast, shout out to Black Uchiha. He thinks that if Momoshi fights Damon, it's a wrap. Like he
Well, yeah,
no
we
chance.
agree. Right there.
You
Stop,
agree?
period, point. We agree. It is a wrap.
Why though?
Who is
Why
he
would
saying wins this fight?
he's saying but that Damon's winning.
Okay, we
Okay,
agree.
good.
But I think Bug is gonna win.
No
I
way.
think
no
so,
way, no
bro.
way.
Look at it. All right, so all he has is L's. He's overpowered. You know, we would be able to see him actually fight a foe that is on his level.
I don't think Mamushi's on Damon's level.
We don't know that yet, though. We don't know what Mamushi's
but I'll give you reasons to outside of Damon saying he's number 1 back in part 1, like outside of stuff like that. I'll give you actual reasons to suggest it. So, then part 1, Damon say, "Hey, Boruto, get stronger so I can fight for the first time. Like I can go all out for the first time in my life." Boruto makes the joke, "Oh, I don't think I'll even be able to get there in 100 years, whatever." So his future training's like 6 years. I'm not even gonna count this, but if they want to be consistent, he just hasn't trained long enough. Ignoring that though, what happens? Boruto shows up. He's fighting Code. Boruto reveals his new ultimate technique. Damon senses it halfway across the world, and it's just like, huh, that's interesting. That's the most reaction he got. He's not head over heels ready to fight Boruto. He still thinks Boruto's mid, but he's like, oh yeah, he's made some good progress. Next, please. He doesn't care. That tells you that from what Damon's sensory powers apparently got here, he can sense future potential synergy in Himawari.
Oh, you're talking about the Himawari thing?
Like, well, to, everything. So Damon's sensory ability just is good. He's still not impressed by Boruto. Now, who is Boruto? Someone who can fight the Shinju. He's freaking fighting Jorah actually pretty good. He should be stronger than all the Shinju. At the very least, equal to them, 1v1. And if Damon's still stronger than Boruto, he should be stronger than any of the Shinju 1v1 outside of maybe Jorah. I want him to be stronger than Jorah, but that's besides the point. Yeah. I don't think anything suggests that Damon... Well, even then, though, it's like, let's just say Mamushi does beat Damon. What's the point of Damon? Like, what is the point of Damon, then? If his whole thing was being the strongest, if he's just randomly, out of nowhere, not even close to being the strongest, and he's just beaten, what was the point of him?
I mean, he self-declared that. Like he nominated himself that. Like, I mean, he that's a title that he gave himself. I mean, yeah, you could say he proved it.
Then he backed it up.
If we go back but hold on though. If we go back to the Sarada battle when she was fighting Ryu, she had no chance of winning against Ryu. And what happened? She had some trick up her sleeve that so happened to counteract Ryu's ability. What if Damon has I mean, not Damon. Mamushi has something that can counter Damon's ability, like his reflection ability or whatever other ability.
I still don't think that's enough. Based on Damon's physical feats, he should just be too fast and strong.
So you think he just beat him brute strength?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he needs reflection for anyone other than maybe Juro.
And we still don't know. We don't know Mamushi's abilities either. Like, he was able to infiltrate Ada's mind space. We have not seen a character be able to do that at all. Not even Kashin Koji can do that. He has to talk.
I still want to know the explanation of that.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So we don't know how powerful he is. Like, okay, so just take power out of the equation, like brute strength. When we talk about Naruto, I don't know if Boruto follows the same premise, but hacks a lot of times overpower brute strength. So
it just depends on the situation.
That's like, true as well. But if
because there are plenty of examples of that. But for example, I'm not gonna say anything about recent stuff, but just Jigen fight. Jigen overpowered Naruto with Sasuke. Like when he went in Combat 2, it wasn't about hacks at that point, really. He was just
but they didn't have any hacks that would affect Jigen. Jigen was able to absorb every jutsu, so any hacks that they had really didn't work. Like, but
then again, they were able to exploit a weakness of his jutsu absorption, which is what happens when he's absorbing Naruto's Master Sengon, and the Jigen points out, I can't, for whatever reason, he can't move swiftly while he's absorbing jutsu. That's the weakness, and they exploited it.
Yeah, they exploited that weakness, but that's not a hack, though.
Well, no, the jutsu absorption is a hack. But
no. What I'm saying is, no. What I'm saying is, Naruto and Sasuke didn't use any hack's ability to counteract that.
Okay, in that specific instance, sure.
Yeah, in that specific instance. So if Mamushi has, I'm hoping I'm saying this thing. I'm calling him Bug. If Bug has some type of like hack's ability that counteracts whatever Damon can throw at him, he could possibly win the fight.
I agree that it's a possibility in theory, but in this case, I just don't think he might have anti-reflection hacks or whatever, but based off what we've seen from him in the Boruto skirmish, he doesn't seem to have like a anti-taijutsu hacks. Like he just, even though he tanked Boruto's lightning bolt, he just was a hit by it. You know, like it still did damage, even if not the most in the world.
What if he
can hurt him?
What if he doesn't even fight him and he just come like in a claw mark and drag Ada to
that's what I was gonna say
hideout and then devour her?
Yeah, so in reference to what Dan said in chat, he said, I see Mamushi as being the one to succeed in his goal, devouring Ada, blah, blah, blah. Damon's going now, that's what he said. I think you can have Mamushi succeed. What you could do, though, is have him do it while Damon's gone. If Damon hypothetically ever fights Jura, that could be the time for Mamushi to do that. And it could work, in theory. That would be the best way to do that.
Yeah, true. And I wonder, because somebody has to get devoured. Like, at least one person. In Ada, she serves she's like too important to the Leaf. In a way, because she can rewind, she can see things in real time. Like she needs to go to cripple him in a way, if that makes any sense. So I think she would be like the perfect sacrifice, because
I think Konohamaru could have worked as well, but I mean between the people, I mean of who's left, like let's be real, it's not gonna be Hibawari or Sarada, at least not anytime soon. We can pretty much just rule them out. So that leaves Gaara, if Ryu's ever brought back, or Konohamaru, if Matsuru's ever brought back, or Ada, if Mamushi ever leaves the freaking hideout for once.
Oh, sorry, that's something to say about that.
Do you think if Mamushi actually or Bug actually absorbs her, do you think that he'll get her omnipotence ability, her ability?
God, if he does, bro, Mamushi endgame villain. Let's go.
There's no way we can say that because we don't know what happened.
Yeah, we don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I know. That's what I'm saying. Speculating. do you think that when they devour them, they get their abilities, or like what's the point of the
I mean, we don't know what happens, but
yeah,
I mean,
like, are they
okay,
just
so
eating them because it's a tasty meal? Like, what's going on?
in theory, it would make a lot of sense if they devour them and get their abilities. Like, it just kind of like chakra fruity shenanigans. Like when Momoshiki eats Kinshiki, like he gets Kinshiki weapons, for example. It would make sense. The problem is, unless like Mamushi can't control it, like Ada, you can't just give Mamushi, this evil Tent-Tails terrorist, omnipotence. You can't just give him that. He has to be unable to control it. But Mabushiki said Otsuki can. And I feel like, you can say the Shinju can't, but I feel like they'd be close enough to being able to. So I don't know, bro. That's a dangerous road to walk.
I think so too. I honestly think so too. I think they should be able to control it. At least better than Ada.
Yeah, but then how do you stop him? You give Mamushi omnipotence.
So
what do you do?
I was curious, since you were talking about it, did you have anything specific in mind for something Mamushi could have that could counter Damon? Or are you just like presenting like the idea of it?
Yeah, I was just presenting the idea. I didn't have like anything in mind. Really.
Okay. Well, actually, just going off this real quick, because Dan mentioned earlier, he said, why are you making assumptions that Mamushi has worse taijutsu? I'm assuming he means than Damon. Because Boruto blocked his, like, punch, and, like, they showed, like, relativity in their physical abilities, Boruto and Mamushi. I know it's not the longest fight skirmish of all time, but they just look relative. And Damon should still be stronger than Boruto, based off everything we have to work with. Nothing suggests he's been surpassed, only the opposite, even if it's not that much of an indication either way. So I would just, the natural assumption is Damon's taijutsu would still be higher. Okay, Dane. Yes, the brand new beings who just came into this existence. Tell me what Mamushi has done to get stronger when he's laid on the floor for the last 3 days. Tell me how that made him stronger. Give them time to learn and adjust. What is he adjusting to? The floor position?
Drinking Henny.
Like, bro, he's not doing anything. He's done
He's
nothing.
Drinking Henny. He's getting drunk.
And you look where that got Bug. He's dead now, basically. The knowledge they're gaining. Mamushi's not listening to Jura. Every time Jura says something, he's like, oh, that doesn't concern me. Snore. Doesn't care what Jura's learning. Stop paying attention. Because we see it in the manga, bro. How do I know? It's all we've been shown with Mamushi, is that he's not interested in Jura's nonsense. Hidari is. You notice, when Jura's presenting things about love, even if Hidari asks silly questions, he asks the questions. Oh, what is that? Is love a disease? He's interested. What does Mamushi say? Huh, cool. Oh, what does that have to do with us again, Jura? Like, he's like, he doesn't see himself as human in any way. Whereas Jura's presenting the idea like, hey, no, you gotta listen. Mamushi's not really paying attention. What do you mean we don't know how they get the knowledge? Yes, we do. Jura's buying books at the bookstore. We see how they're getting the knowledge. Or Matsuri's trees. All right, back to the chapter. I don't read Dan's messages anymore.
Okay. Freegame, I do want to say I really like your idea about omnipotence with the parallel timelines. You should, first of all, if you haven't talked about that in the Cloud Ninja podcast yet, you definitely should. There's a movie called is it the Butterfly? No, it's called The Mandela Effect. I think you would really like that movie, so you should definitely check that out.
You have a movie on the Mandela Effect?
Yeah, there is a movie. I watched it on Amazon. I don't know if it's probably somewhere on the internet.
Prime. I'm gonna check it out. Hold on, let me see.
Okay.
Back to the chapter 3 hours later.
Back to the chapter. So that's where we left off.
It's only been like
real
an hour
quick,
40.
Before you scroll at all, if you weren't to scroll down any further, Boruto's face looks like he's grinning here. At the bottom panel.
I mean, I guess.
You can see the little bit of his smile at the bottom.
Yeah, like he's reading Makeout Tactics or something.
Yeah.
Got that deviant smile.
looks like it looks like he's about to goon.
He looks like Naruto's face when he's getting 1,000 years of death.
Wait, the panel that you got up right now on the screen?
On the bottom panel here.
Yeah, if you don't scroll that anymore.
Boruto looks like he's being 1,000 years of death.
Man, they need to bring that back. See,
okay, this is weird. It looks like Jura's foot's gone again.
I need 1,000 years of death.
No, I think it's just off screen. Since this is his right foot.
Yeah, why did none of the Shinji use that ability?
Yeah, for sure.
They didn't read about it in the book.
I think they did. I think Jura read it. That's a popular jutsu. And they got them weird fingers too, so it costs a lot.
That is true. Jura's 1,000 years of death, unironically, is the most painful.
What? Boruto been incapacitated. He didn't even have to do nothing else to him.
I don't know. I mean, I think Code would have a pretty killer 1,000 years of that.
Too.
Technically Kawaki if he does what he did to Boruto or Garo.
Is Code's 1,000 years of death with like, oh gosh. Long and short.
God.
What if Choji does the super expansive jutsu?
Hey, how about I don't want to talk about this no more?
We gotta stop.
Oh my gosh, you guys are talking about doing colonoscopies on fucking streams. This is crazy.
Giving Drop the Soap a new meaning.
Okay. Well, Jura does not look amused.
But he does in the next page.
Boruto is huffing. Ooh,
and puffing.
And twice, Jura says,
he huffed and he puffed. And then how does it go?
Your movements have become dull.
And you blew the house down.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, you blew the house down.
Yeah, that's the 3 little pigs.
Well,
that's what Boruto's trying to do.
Well, the reason I said this is because it has the exact number of consonants as you blew the house down or whatever. Your movements have become dull.
Your movements have become dull. That's funny.
Man, so this proves that, Jura is not to be messed with. So, shit.
But his hairstyle on the other hand.
Bro, that's a toupee.
He's rocking that Rock Lee fit.
That's a toupee, bro. His stylist just got it on there just like it so it won't come off, bro. He got the meanest toupee. I don't know if his toupee or Donald Trump's toupee. I don't know who toupee is more elite. That toupee sits, bro. He flies and it just flaps in the wind.
He has the hair of the one guy who just doesn't want to let his hair go.
Nah. He shaves the sides, bro.
It's kind of like Kawaki, to where the top is different from the sides.
Yeah, but it's like bald. It's not like a fade on the side. It just is bald on the side. It's like Jigen, but with Kawaki-ish top. Like
it's not
the
bald,
merging
though.
of the two.
He still has hair there.
I like the idea. So this isn't what they're doing, but I like the idea that Boruto's huff puff here on the left isn't just him continuing to huff huff. It's like his retaliatory response to Jura. It's like, your movements have become dull, Otsushi Boruto. Then Boruto's like, huff huff. It's like, it's like, I'll show you. That's just his response. Like with his facial expression too.
That's not. I know you're joking. I hope you are, but he's gasping for breath.
It's like a grrr.
For someone who's huffing and puffing so much, he only has a one sweat bead. That's just unreal. He should be soaking wet.
Nah, not really. He's trying to catch his breath. He's been fighting.
Well, let's see if he does. Rather than attempting to land a Telbeast bomb, it seems as though...
I think that sound is supposed to be like...
He's huffing, but why is he not puffing?
Because he hasn't blown. He's getting ready to puff so we can blow the house down.
You guys are idiots, bro.
Can I also say...
You guys are freaking idiots.
Jura's logic here is flawed. So first of all, if he's like apparently supposedly only using 2% of his real power, if he really wanted to kill Boruto, he just would. So this just doesn't apply in the first place. But second of all, he's just like physically grabbed Boruto, and yeah, he did the purple lightning, meh. But like I feel like if you clobber him just enough to where he can't move out of the way, considering he's already huffing, I feel like he can't just dodge forever. I feel like a tail Beast Bomb would be quicker than clobbering him to death.
Well, again, he can just do his scatter shotgun shots that he literally does like instantly against Code and Himawari. Like he doesn't need the charge of them. He can just, instead of kneeing Boruto in the face, just sniper shot him, blast his face away. He's already dead.
I mean, it could be the thing.
Code's arm like nothing. I'm sure it's doing the same to Boruto.
It could be the thing to where Himawari either wasn't paying attention and didn't really know what was going on as opposed to Boruto, whereas Boruto's like maybe way faster, maybe way more focused or in tune with Jura's abilities to where Jura does have to charge it up. We just haven't been shown that as if we're watching it from Himawari's perspective.
I mean, you say that, but like Code was going for like the throat slice on Jura, and remember, it's teleportation. So Code's hand instantly came out, and Jura sniped it off instantly. Like that's some fast move timing. Like.
Yeah. To be fair, I feel like what he did to Code wasn't the shotgun, unless I'm remembering wrong and you have like something specific to like prove that he did that way. But it felt more like
it could have been the sniper shot, which has also been shown to be pretty quick too. But yeah. I think it was the shotgun because that's been shown to be the fastest. And I could feel. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the shotgun expert, but I feel like you can shotgun someone's hand off probably, but you can't sniper a hand off.
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's definitely not true. But for evidence for that, though, that's funny. For evidence for that, though, I would just look at what he does against Sarada. He sniped her in the arm. Her arm didn't come off, and so it's probably not that exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that.
I mean, it's possible he has like a Chaparunski laser beam too, but
well, that's what I was
so
thinking.
far he's specifically clarified the other two. The three things so far, and not that. Yeah. So I mean, he might just have an extra one, but why wouldn't he mention it then?
I know, but I feel like he at least should have it. It's it's like the same as like what the Four Tails or Six Tails Against Pain was doing. It's basically Madara's Light Fang, but from Jura's eye.
I agree. He should have it, but like, why isn't he mentioning it as one of his options then? And that thing was lightning fast when he did the goat. So.
I mean.
Fastest thing he's shown as of yet.
I'm fine with him not mentioning his entire arsenal. I think it's okay. Okay. Whereas this is obviously Mitsuki holding Sarada, this low-key looks like Mamushi eavesdropping behind Kadabra.
Yeah, I know.
Would have been way cooler.
Yeah, I agree.
This is it. We're here. This is the place Boruto indicated. I can't wait for them to stay there and do nothing and just sit there. Why did he want us to come here? Who knows? Don't ask me, Kora. Because he's being stupid and you're being stupid for listening. Man, remember the whole idea of Naruto was to be human instead of tool?
Instead of tool?
Yeah.
Instead of a tool?
Yeah, they're being kunai right now. Shout out Boruto's karma. This is the first time we've seen it.
It's not. No, it's obviously the shadow because those karma's on the other hand, but that's funnier.
Oh,
actually, is it on the? No, I don't think it's supposed. Hold on a minute. Isn't it on Boruto's right hand? Yeah, it is. Is that just his karma? Why does he have the glove in the other hand?
I mean, what is it usually? You want to look it up.
Boruto's karma should be on his right hand. So why does he wear the glove on his left hand? Like, if anything, wouldn't you want to cover up the karma that he ate so much?
Well, maybe he needs to constantly check on it just in case.
I'm just going to double check just to make absolute certain in like chapter 1 and stuff. Does Boruto only have the glove on his left hand and not his right?
I think he just has the glove because he won. Sasuke had a glove.
But doesn't Sasuke wear it on both hands?
No, he only wears it on the one. And I think
Oh, that's right. He only has one
hand.
hand. That's that's so stupider then. Like, yeah, Sasuke only has one hand. No wonder. Yeah, you're right. It is. He does wear it on his left hand, not his right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the karma is on his right.
Yeah, I mean, unless they retconned it, it was on his right.
I wouldn't be surprised if he came out and changed it.
The anime should have never gotten rid of Boruto's glove they had in the car actuation arc too. It just looked cool.
Oh!
Double check.
I bet you guys probably didn't notice this. This might not even be a thing. But Boruto has a claw mark on his clothes right here.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Why?
Unless this just is some other design thing or shadow or coincidence.
This?
We need to see it in like the higher quality just to confirm.
This is
but you
so
might be
bad.
right.
Like, what is? I don't even know. This quality is awful. I can't even tell what's happening.
Oh wait, no, you're stupid, Oodie. No offense. That's Jura's hand.
That is Jura's
hand. You're not
hand.
stupid. I'm sorry. That was mean. But like, that's Jura's fist and it's curled up. That's Jura's finger.
Yeah, I see now. Yeah. I see now. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, because why would Boruto's chest be drawn like that? Like,
so, but that being said, so Jura, as we see, was like going for like the pokey little pincer maneuver or whatever. Like it's a freaking praying mantis. So he's just like stabbing Boruto here, right?
No, his finger's curled up. He's not stabbing Boruto, even though he could.
I don't think that's how that works, though, because even if he curls his finger, it's not going to curl
his fist is curled in. His finger would be stabbing himself, if anything. He's not stabbing Boruto. He could.
Yeah, he's just punching him. He's punching him like Ishiki punching Naruto.
But he has punch in the bottom left corner. But I agree. He should be doing the right Kake's spear hand and just stabbing him with the claw finger because that would have just killed him.
Okay.
Also, real quick, scroll back up. Jura's forearms are huge. Like, he's been training with Obito. You know what I'm talking about.
He's also got some large fingers.
Well, specifically the middle finger, but that's just a claw mark.
Okay, so back to this. Zoom. I'm so glad we were on the same page. The right timing, too. Our eyes just follow the same pattern.
Cloak kind of looks like Kawaki's Ninja Tech arm thing.
What I was going to say, this kind of looks like Ishiki punching Kawaki from like a distance.
Yeah, or Ishiki's horn if it's just really huge.
Yeah.
Boruto just got Ishiki's giant horn. Or Matsuri's hair thing from that angle.
This is
it looks like so many things.
I guess Boruto's being flying back here. Okay. And Jura's going up. He's going to beat you, bomb. He's going to blow up the earth here.
Remember how Jura just said, by the way, that it'd be better to just clobber him instead of doing this?
I do. Hey, at least he realized that I was right. So thank you, Jura, for listening. So do you think it's a thing to where they're just going to consistently draw the Jura's Biju bombs with the weird staticky things around it now?
I hope so. I really like it.
It's cool, but
I want to see it.
Is that related to anything he's doing? Like, is he doing some lightning infusion thing, or is it just drama?
I mean, I got the impression
that it's like super fast or something.
Yeah, I got the impression it's like supposed to be a wind thing. Probably whatever Uzuhiko's thing is, hopefully, would be the coolest.
I agree, but we just need to know what's going on.
Well, then again, okay, if it's still doing it here, it might not be the wind, considering this is the wind.
Yeah.
So it's probably some electric thing.
I don't know.
I need that to look as good as like the... Oh, man.
I mean, Momoshiki had random lightning on his Biju bomb thing. So
yeah, but to be fair, but with that one's case, like,
he
had absorbed lightning jutsu and was using that too, so...
Okay, but then what's the explanation for Lee's fifth gate having orange lightning?
Bro, okay, we don't know. According to Dan, Bee's bomb was like that too. Dan, can you find just any example of the lightning-ish Biju bomb thing that you're referring to, just so we can visually see it? Okay, I see what you're trying to say, but I don't think... Okay, this could just be the different... Well, first of all, this is the anime, but second of all, it could just be the visual difference in how they're drawing it, Bees doesn't look like lightning. It just looks like swirly whatever energy. Whereas Jorah's has that like lightning look to it.
Okay, here's what we're thinking.
It could just be how he's drawing it. It just has a different, like one just looks electric-y versus the other. Not smooth like the anime shot you sent.
Plus the fact that it's a bijou bomb versus this is just the laser beam.
Okay, what?
Yeah, that's a laser beam.
Saran sent is fairly interesting.
It's a lot closer for sure. It's not identical, but it's close enough to where I would just chalk it up to Kishimoto versus Ikimoto.
Yeah. So maybe that's just how they just draw them.
Most bijou bombs do not look like this, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, I like how it's like
this was conceptual anyway.
I also like how you see the like dots going into the bijou bomb, like it's making the bijou bomb not a circle, which is cool to see it like this.
Yeah, it's being formed.
Yeah. But usually we just see the dots like completely separate. Like here, it's going into the bijou bomb, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Shout out Soigetsu in that fight, though.
Oh, sorry, on here. This is pretty cool, too.
What is this?
Is this Jiraiya? What is this?
I don't know, but I saw it on the wiki.
Chapter 519. Is that what this is? Any of this?
No, this is 519.
Yeah, what's chapter 519?
Something's in chapter 519.
The killer bee thing is 415.
Let's see what's chapter 519 then.
Go check it out. This is kind of cool, seeing this bijou bomb form from this angle. It's like not a circle, it's like two different circles forming together.
It's like all these blobs coming together.
Yeah, with like, it's like these blobs are bigger than the main ball that's forming. That's so cool.
Isn't that just
519 is when they explain the bijou bomb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do they do
okay,
one
to be
there?
fair, that's just them doing a flashback of when he did it.
Yeah, I went back to the actual chapter. It's 415.
Okay. And cool seeing
But I think that's the only time a tailed beast bomb looks like that. But it does look like interesting, and that was a tailed beast bomb laser thingy.
That's definitely interesting. Like to see it. I mean, weird how it's inconsistent, but I mean, hey, it's whatever.
I mean, but to be fair though, that's like a conceptualization of the bijou bomb, so it can easily just change.
Yeah, that's.
This is like the reverse. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Anyway.
Continuing on.
Rumble!
So let's see how Boruto didn't die from this. Okay, so he teleported.
Well, he's doing the huffing and he's puffing and he.
Well, he's not puffing.
Got caught from behind.
I'm so confused what happened here. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but Boruto is huffing and puffing, and he was punched to the ground very hard, and then Jura exploded him. But actually, he teleported somewhere. I mean, Jura's here. He teleported somewhere. What is this? Because this looks like it would be the bijou bomb, but it's already exploded here.
I think it's from the bijou bomb.
I don't know. What? Did he fire two?
Maybe Boruto teleported off panel, then re-teleported again by Jura.
Because based on this and then all of this, it feels like he teleported after it went off. But that probably shouldn't be the case. So this is Boruto, right? Not Jura?
I don't know. Is that Boruto or is that Jura?
It looks like Boruto. I mean, this looks like the sword holster.
Feet.
It's Boruto, indeed.
This has got to be Boruto. It's Boruto because the pants.
He's just off to the side somewhere. I don't know.
I don't know how he got out of this. But whatever. Just sneaks up behind him, I guess. What is this? Jura's tongue? Is he Orochimaru?
No, that's Boruto's cloak kind of flipping a little bit. That is not Jura doing the Orochimaru tongue. I'll tell you that.
I do not see it. I'm trying to see the cloak. I'm not seeing the cloak, I'm being honest.
It's just the underside of his cloak kind of.
No, I get that. I don't understand how it's like flapping like this. This is weird. Like, I feel like it's drawn wrong. Based on that.
I think it's just whatever direction the wind's blowing's doing that.
Yeah, bro.
I'll just chalk it up to the fact that this is a physical page instead of the official art or whatever. Shout out this
like he's
from
turning around.
Jura's finger is really long there.
I know.
He's like turning around. He's turning around, and the wind is probably blowing. And okay.
Do we think Jura can change the length of his finger, like elongate it?
I'm assuming so, unless it's just inconsistent. But that
so
is
cool.
Just blatantly way longer.
That'd be so cool. Like basically like the Terminator 2, just like zing. It's like so cool.
You can just stick it up. But then you gotta ask, okay, why did he punch Boruto in that other scene when he could have just done this to him?
Yeah. Same with the homunculus. I think it was Lust from Full Metal Alchemist.
Wait, wasn't Hidari able to morph his hand?
Kind of, yeah. Well, not he just was. Yes, he morphed it into a sword.
So Hidari did like a Kawaki ninja tech sword thing.
Yeah, so you should just be able to do that to just a finger.
Yeah, but that was with this wooden part, not the claw marks itself.
Okay.
Yeah, this is something just new. Like even Code's never done this per se.
Well,
I mean, he's made different size claw marks.
But I mean, he made his finger
Jura's hair is still weird, and you could say it's not new based on that.
I don't know, but it just is blatantly longer. So, like, because imagine if he tried to punch Boruto with that exact length, he curls his finger. His finger's just too long.
Exactly.
Can't work.
Well, that's why I was saying earlier. I think it just is stabbing regardless of the curled finger.
I don't know, but either way, if he had done this pose into Boruto's stomach, Boruto's just dead. I don't know why he didn't do that.
I don't know why he didn't do it there, but like he could have done it. He could have killed him that way.
Now,
harmed him.
Now for the brutally honest part. It's possible that Ikimoto just is drawing it inconsistent, and he's trying to draw the same clash he drew last chapter, but from this angle, as they're doing it again.
It is possible as well. We don't know for sure. But it's so blatantly longer that I'm gonna go with he can change it for now.
Okay. Oh, the sword's chipping. Uh-oh. Boruto's scared of that.
Is that a chip or is that just simply a crack? Like, did it actually... Oh, no, chipped. Okay.
I mean, either way, that would be bad.
Things to say about this.
Yeah, I mean, this is already, regardless if the sword actually breaks or not, this is just bad. Like, if he returned the sword in this condition of Sasuke, it's still not a good thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, also, how durable is the finger? Why is the claw mark so durable? Wait, okay, hold on.
Well, it isn't
wasn't doing this shit.
Is the claw marks durable or something?
That being said, so is Jura going for a kick here? That looks kind of weird. Is he doing the, if you remember, Kamui, the colossal titan kicking the wall?
Yeah, that's all I was waiting to see if you were going to say that. Yeah, we're going back to this. He's doing the colossal titan kick.
The same way that Eren stopped the cannonball, yeah.
Yeah, the leg extension kick.
So stupid. Well, kicked them pretty hard. This is exactly how Jigen or Ishiki was kicking as well.
I know, bro. I'm telling you, like, the way that they do their taijutsu is so similar.
Yeah, with them flying back.
Except Jigen's not doing 360s like Ishiki in the anime.
Also, look at the length of the finger here. It has to be. It has to be just going different lengths.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. But I'll also say, whereas this is Jigen and Ishiki, Jigen and Ishiki was also just Dragon Ball, to be fair. Like, even Boruto flying away here, every time a character flies away, it just looks like Dragon Ball. It's like consistent every single time.
So, do you think that do you think it's possible that like Joe's just like the reason why he doesn't go for the kill? If I'm going to explain in any like logic, like he's dragging out the fight like on purpose because he's enjoying it.
Yes. Anything. I mean, we've already said this before. Jura will find any excuse to delay what
because he did say this. Here. He did say this last chapter.
Yeah, he gets excited finding strong people.
Yeah, so it could be that he just wants to prolong it for a little bit longer. Which is why he didn't go for the kill.
I think he's trying in the sense that he's progressing towards the end goal of killing Boruto, but he's not like...
And punching him, he's still doing lots of damage. and he can just get him down to the ground and then kill him at any time. There's no one here to save him or anything. So like
he's making the fight more enjoyable than just one-shotting him.
I wouldn't say he's doing it for enjoyment, though. I think he's just passively fighting.
Yeah, that could also be
it too. All the above.
He's just not trying.
Yeah. All right. Is Boruto done here?
So I don't. I don't really know what's happening here. I can't really tell.
It's so.
Is this the ground? Is he in midair?
Yeah,
I think it's the ground.
That's the ground.
It's the ground. Is it?
I mean, there's no crater or anything from where he was slammed into the ground, seemingly.
Yeah, it is the ground though.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that makes it a little bit more clear.
Yeah.
So you just knocked out, I guess?
Oh, is he actually unconscious?
Yeah, so before we continue, I want to know your thoughts on this. So obviously, Boruto was knocked unconscious before he really had a chance to overly react to the sword chipping. But like, that's all you get. Boruto doesn't get the chance to react to the sword chipping here. Like, he doesn't get a chance to be emotional. Like, hypothetically, you could have had Boruto angrily charge towards Jura because he's so mad about the sword chipping, and then Jura kicks him. Like, you could have done something like that. They just didn't do that. He just has that goofy face, and then he's kicked. That's all you're gonna get. I feel like they didn't go as far as they could have, at the very least. Like, they could have done more.
I hate to say it though, Kamui, but even then, it's like a 50-50 on whether or not Boruto's reacting to the sword being chipped, or if he's reacting to Jura's kick, as he's about to do.
That's possible. I'm just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and assume it's the sword chipping.
What about his face is goofy?
Well, it's not that. It doesn't feel like the face you'd make if Jura just chipped your most prized possession in the whole wide world. That's the face you're gonna make. Hey, Oodie, I'm sure you can do a good impression of that. Like, I mean, it's not the fate. Like, bro, I don't care if he's in the fight that could result in his death. Look at Inojine's face when Himawari's getting trapped. Okay, that's a fight for life or death. He has a reaction.
I feel like this is a face that you would make. What?
Bro, he should be like freaking out. That's because he has no control over his emotion. Then shouldn't he be freaking out?
It's like, what the? You guys are so dense. To be fair, I feel like I'm with Sauron.
Okay, if his face is what the, it's not, how dare you, I'm angry. It's, how did you do that?
Like, his mouth is open because he's shocked. Look at the way his eyebrows are. How is this not a face that you would make in this type of position? What do you mean?
Bro, he should be furious. His blade's been chipped. The thing he said, if you do that anything to that blade, I'm gonna give you a fate worse than death.
I think he has a. He's thinking about more than just the fact that his blade has been chipped. But how is this not an angry face?
Yeah, so but that's my point though. If you're gonna do the blade chipping, you could have given Boruto, I don't know, an extra panel to think about the fact that the blade's been chipped. From the perspective of this, if you didn't get the previous scene, Boruto's just surprised. Oh, he chipped my blade. Wow, his finger's strong. And it's not relating back to what the sword means to Boruto. It's just the fight superficiality. It's removing the meaning of the sword that the last chapter hammered home. Because they're not giving him a chance to do anything about that.
You know that he can...
Yeah, he can do it next chapter. Not as impactful.
So you want a panel right after?
In fact, actually, if Boruto wakes up later this chapter, he doesn't have a damn thing to say about the sword. I'll spoil you. Didn't even think about it.
So you want
and nothing to say about it. Does he even know?
So you want, like, in the midst of this, the sword slightly chipping, Boruto, like, oh my gosh, the sword chipped. Then we get a panel.
I want him to have something to say.
The face is not enough for you?
Any thought?
How is this face not enough for you?
Bro. Compare it to last chapter. Jiraiya picked up his sword and he threw a meltdown. Imagine if he made this face. Would it be equally as satisfying? No. Imagine if Naruto, instead of giving this whole last speech as he desperately fights to get his headband back from Zabuza, he just makes this face.
I'm perfectly fine with just the facial expression. We can get the other stuff.
So, Saran, you don't want Boruto to have any thoughts about the fact that Jiraiya actually chipped the sword?
He can have the thoughts later. I think this face is enough.
He doesn't. I'm telling you. I'm spoiling you. He doesn't have the thoughts later.
No, he can have the thoughts later. It doesn't matter. As long as he has the thoughts, it's all
that is so ridiculous. For something that means this much support. Saran. If Sarada was like killed in front, if Sarada was killed in front of Boruto's eyes, do you want him to have thoughts about it 3 chapters later or in the moment?
I can't believe you're conflating those into those being the exact same thing.
Look at how he acted last chapter, bro. I don't care if you think it's ridiculous. The sword means something to Boruto. He showed us.
Oh.
No, it's not different, Dan. I'm sorry. Because the story itself told you. The story itself, you can say they have more important things to worry about. Look at how he reacted to Jiraiya picking up the sword. He cares about this. Jiraiya made a point that Boruto's love for the sword was going to cause him to suffer. They made a point. The story told you Boruto loves that sword and it means something to him. It doesn't matter if it's an object or a human or whatever. It means something to him. And he doesn't have a reaction to it.
My gosh, he has a reaction. We just
That's
don't
not a reaction, Saran. Stop giving him over the top credit.
It's objectively a reaction.
Did he thought Jiraiya would break it? Do you know what Jiraiya just did?
Kamui, this is one of the few times. This is so few.
Oodie, what do you think?
I think you legitimately sound ridiculous right now.
You know, I was waiting for you to ask, and I've been dreading you asking me this, Kamui, because I can tell you're really worked up right now. But
okay, so this is the face Boruto makes last chapter when his sword gets picked up. This is the face that he makes. Boruto did not have enough time, and I think that this is actually okay, that he didn't have time to think before he got kicked to the ground. That's fine to me. What matters is...
What I'm saying is that the story, the chapter didn't have to be written that way. They could have just delayed Jiraiya's kick an extra panel so we had time to think about it.
I don't think it
when
has
Boruto
any more
wakes
impact.
up later this chapter, he could have looked at the sword and been mad or whatever the fuck.
I don't think it has any more impact it being there than it being later. Like literally maybe next chapter, but right before.
Would you have preferred that like Naruto waited 2 chapters before going Naito's mode against Haku when Sasuke was like knocked out? Would you prefer that Naruto waited 2 chapters to go 6 tails against Pain after Hinata was stabbed? You keep saying it's different. It's the same thing.
No,
the important thing is damaged. Yes, it is. Would you have preferred Inojin took 2 chapters to get mad about Hibawari being put in the tree? Would you prefer Hibawari's 2 chapters before reacting to Inojin being stabbed?
Oh my god.
It's not just analogous. They have made a greater. They have shown Boruto caring more about this sword than the story ever showed about Inojin and Hibawari's relationship. They just have.
Saran, you're making him so mad.
I can't express. The reason why I have no responses to what he said is because I truly find it dumb. Like, it's so stupid to conflate any of those things together. No, because it's so stupid to me. I can't counter it because it's so stupid. I can't believe you're conflating those 2 things. I can't believe you're conflating those 2 things.
Oh, God.
What do you think, Oodie?
So,
if you disagree with me, give it to me. Give it to me.
I'm going to give you my genuine thoughts. So I don't want you freaking out on me because I know you're really riled up right now. Okay, so just listen to everything I have to say before saying anything. So I agree with your general conclusion. There absolutely, obviously, could have been more, and maybe there will be more, and maybe it would be more impactful here. But I do think you're overreacting at least a little bit. That's because...
Well, overreacting a little bit, because originally when I said it, it was fine. It's when you guys are acting like he doesn't care about the sword whatsoever.
Nobody's acting like... Oh my freaking goodness.
Yeah, you are.
Oh my goodness.
Frickin' what's his face? Dan thinks that apparently Inojin and Himawari have the most express bond of all time. They've been frickin' making love, apparently. Like, all I originally said was what Oodie said. They could have done more, but you were so vehemently against it that here we are. Yeah, that's why it got more and more riled up on my end.
I agree.
Because you just kept disagreeing more and more.
Okay, but Kamui,
that he could have been more. I don't think it's necessary for this scene.
It's unfair to say Boruto's having no reaction here.
It's real. I
said he had a goofy face, and you guys threw a fit.
Because it's not a goofy face.
He's lumping me into you guys now.
I wasn't goofy. I don't understand.
It looks goofy.
I'll also say, Kamui, you said that if Boruto does have a reaction in 1 or 2 chapters now, that it removes the meaning of the previous time he had a reaction. It doesn't remove that.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Okay. You definitely used the remove or...
Yeah, maybe in a different sentence. I don't know.
I think you actually did allude to that, but maybe you just... Look, whatever. Anyways, I agree. There could have been more here. I do not think it's necessary.
You know, Mamba, for such a guy who wants to be in stage so bad, turn on your fucking mic. How about that? Get out of the stupid stage chat and speak.
I don't know if he can... my mic is on. Can't speak.
Kamui, I'll let you choose to decide on if Don gets to speak. No, we
continue with the chapter so we don't end at 8 a.m. But...
Okay. I want to say, I also think it's different if the sword is just chipped based on what the chapter is presenting, or the story, as opposed to if the sword is flat out broken. And I think that's also how Sauron would get to the disanalogous arguments as well.
It's just like... I think it actually flows better just having the facial expression, it speaking for itself, than having Boruto go, "Oh, my sword broke," then getting kicked. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying when exactly it has to be or what specific words. I'm just saying, in fact, he doesn't even have to have words. I'm just saying he could have had a more pronounced reaction to the fact. No, see, again, you're saying this is the expression of surprise. I'm saying, in addition to surprise, at any point in this chapter, he could have had an actual emotion, whether it's sadness, anger, or whatever, regret, any feeling about the fact that the sword was chipped. And it just wasn't there. And I think they could have put it in there. I don't care how subtle it is. He can just have a sad expression looking at the sword when you-know-who shows up. I don't care. All I'm saying is they didn't do anything with it. Because again, you guys keep saying, chat, it's the look of surprise, the look of shock. That's not what he should only feel. His first reaction can be shock. I said in addition to. After he's shocked, he can be something else. But just forget about it.
We'll continue the chapter, but I'm pretty sure
she doesn't have anything unless it was removed from the Twitter thing I read and they just didn't show the page.
No, what I mean is, didn't Boruto, after a certain moment, didn't he just wait? Okay, we'll get to it again.
He wakes up and talks to Kawaki, who y'all know is showing up anyway.
Now, what I will say is, Kamui, whereas, yes, the sword being chipped, probably a big deal to Boruto, the way you're saying it is what makes me laugh, because
like you're putting so much
as opposed to broken, you're like, Boruto should be exploding in rage because his sword was chipped. Bro, his sword was cracked. Why isn't Boruto awakening his Mangyekyo?
Okay, well, first of all, based off Stardust Awakening, yes. But regardless, whereas Fine, like it is getting more and more inflated because again, you shut down the original premise, and that's making me double down harder. What I'm saying is, what they do last chapter, the way Boruto talks about the sword, compare that to like anything else in this manga, and he just is putting more emphasis on his love for the sword than anything other than maybe his feelings for Sarada. But like, it's not like Sarada's feelings for Yodo were comparable to Boruto's to the sword, and what happened to Sarada? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's over-exaggerating what happened. I know, I'm muddling it down, but you get my point. The point is, like, unironically, Boruto's reaction to the sword was infinitely more than Araya's reaction to Yodo.
So, in like the start of the next chapter is literally Boruto picking up his sword, looking at it. He gets furious and angry and starts fighting again.
That would just be weird. He should be doing that instantly.
He just got back up. Okay.
Well,
look,
continue.
Continue.
You're doing the thing that like you're not considering the fact that
I'm considering it. I just think that this is such a nothing burger. I just think it's asinine.
Saran, the choreography could have just been rewritten to where Jura chips the sword, kicks Boruto back, and then Boruto sees it, reacts, and then the fight continues for another page, and then he gets knocked out. Like, it could have just been rewritten. It didn't have to be written to where one frame after the sword chips, he's knocked out. They could have put anything in between. They could have put it anywhere. The point is, they could have put it somewhere. So, like, he was forced not to.
I think it's, for me, the reason why I don't care about that, because I think
because you don't care about the sword anyway.
No, I'm saying for me, I think it has just as much impact as Boruto not having enough time to process what actually happened in the first place. What even like happened after he gets the sword gets chipped, he then gets knocked out. Then him waking up and then him being reminded that yes, his sword is now chipped. This precious thing that he has been holding.
You know, the first thing Naruto does when he wakes up from his Kyuubi raincoat is he thinks about Hinata, you know, the girl who got stabbed.
How is that not good though? Like, what's bad about that?
Because
like, what is bad about that?
What I'm saying is they could have done more with it, considering what they just did last chapter. If they didn't have last chapter, I wouldn't be saying a damn word about it. It's because they put so much emphasis on
them
Boruto
doing
and the
what I
last
just
chapter.
described is still doing something with it.
No, it's not, Saran. No, it's not. That's Himawari's pancakes. Oh, it's doing something. No, it's not.
No, it's not. Kamui. Okay.
You just don't care about the sword, and that's fine. I don't either.
I actually do care about the sword.
Then, oh my god, whatever. We can just agree to disagree.
This is so charged for something. Oh god.
Because of how much you disagree.
Kamui, this is like the most charge I've ever seen you.
You should have seen him last night.
Because you're so vehemently against the idea. If you were just like, I don't think it's a big deal, we would have moved on. It's because you're all like, no, God forbid. It's the most look of surprise of all time. They shouldn't have added it. You're like so against the idea.
The implications of what I just said before was that I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I'm also including Mamba and Dan, not just you, all three of you.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad I'm not included anymore.
You can't let me into what they said if I said something slightly different.
Because you're saying everything in conjunction with each other with the same intentions and meanings and thoughts. Okay, you're all doing the same thing.
Yes, but if...
Dan, you can't say it's not as deep as you're trying to make it when that's literally the point of last chapter. Okay, I guess last chapter wasn't deep. What do you think? Is Boruto 2 Blue Vortex not deep? Jonathan Oliver's got some choice words for you, that's for sure.
Oh my god.
All I know is what I
don't listen to the situation. That's the point. Move on. Just move on.
The scene being done the way that I've described, I really like that. In fact, I actually like that more than it being right there. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, whatever. We can just disagree. I didn't think it was a big deal the first time either. I only have amplified my opinion because of how much you guys have disagreed. Not counting you, Oodie. You guys disagreeing has made me double down. I just want to let that sink in. I didn't care. I didn't even have it as a talking point until I saw it the second time.
Perhaps I should never disagree with Kamui again if this is how he gets.
I'm glad you guys could take the heat off of me on this one. I got to disagree without getting flamed by Kamui.
But you didn't disagree, really. You said you agreed with the idea. So that's all I needed.
I agree that this isn't as big a deal. And to be fair, you agree it's not the big a deal. It's only because of this argument. But in totality, it's one crack on the sword. And yes, Boruto cares about that, but he is caring about that here. But maybe it's not enough, but it's only one crack.
Okay. What, Oodie? Again, I am being pedantic. But can you remind me? If you don't remember, I'll tell you. What was Jura's exact threat last chapter?
The exact threat? I don't remember the exact set, but it was to break the sword, to bend it.
It was, he would, so it was do this and I'll do this. So tell me where Koji is, and this blade can retain its original form. This blade is not in its original form. No, kid. That's not what he said. He didn't say break the sword. He just said original form. Yes or no? This is not its original form.
Yes, but I think there's a pretty clear implication there.
I don't care. It's not his original form.
Okay. Do you really think Boruto cares about exactly that?
Yes. I do think Boruto does care, but like I don't think it's bad to not have him, to not have like a significant, to not have like a verbalized reaction right away. I think it's just fine to have him unable to fully process what had happened, get knocked out, and then have him in the next chapter look back at his blade and remember his sword is now chipped. That precious sword has now been chipped, and he has to deal with that, go into battle with that mentally in his head. I don't think that's bad.
I mean, the real answer is it's not about it being in its original form. It's about it being broken. If Jura sharpened the sword, it's not in its original form. Boruto's not freaking out over that.
That's probably a bit disingenuous. I don't think that, to be fair to Kamui, I think it's a little silly, but that's being pedantic. Okay. All right, let's continue the chapter.
I real quick, I will say I think Boruto, if he has this reaction later, I don't think that's as big a deal. Because I do think Sauron is right in terms of it being disanalogous. For example, Naruto doesn't have reactions on certain things until later. It's usually whenever it's like the straw that breaks the camel's back in certain instances. Like, Naruto's looking at Hinata beating up Pain, but he doesn't transform until he thinks Hinata dies. Similarly, he doesn't think about Hinata until 2 chapters later when he wakes back up again. Sure, Boruto wakes up again later this chapter, but again, if it's the 2 chapter thing, well then he's not thinking about Hinata until 2 chapters later. We're not getting his reaction till then.
Yeah, but he was just unconscious in between. The point would just be when he wakes up.
I know, but the point was the 2 chapters later rather than the consciousness thing.
Well, in my case, it's about the consciousness because he's already conscious again. Now you delay 2 chapters.
I mean, he's not thinking about it when he's talking to Minato. So he's technically conscious in a way.
Yeah, but in that case, at least it was replaced by something more and more.
Okay. But I also think it's inconsistent though, because Naruto went like the Zero Tails Red Eye form against Orochimaru beating up Sasuke in the Forest of Death, but then he's not doing that when Gaara's doing the same thing to Sasuke in Konoha Crush.
Oh, Sauron? Did Sauron leave? Say what you said again, sorry. I got distracted by Sauron disappearing.
You could say it's like different circumstances, but like Naruto is more enraged by seeing Orochimaru beating up Sasuke in the Forest of Death than he is with Gaara beating up Sasuke in Konoha Crush.
Well, he wasn't enraged with Orochimaru beating up Sasuke. He was enraged by Sasuke's scaredy catness.
I know, but you get the idea. Well, also, that sounds silly to say like that. He was enraged by Sasuke's scaredy catness.
He was, bro.
Maybe he was, but you agree. That sounds ridiculous.
It does, but it just is the case.
Okay, but also, similarly, again, you could argue this is the point, and that it's actually a good thing, but I could disingenuously say Sasuke never had any reaction or words to say about Naruto scratching his headband.
Yeah, but the difference... obvious.
Exactly. Yeah, but go ahead.
I don't know what else I was going to say. I'm going to walk away for a minute.
Okay.
If you have any way to delay while I go do something real quick.
Sure. I mean, just keeping on this, just more examples. Naruto doesn't go his rage form against Taku until Sasuke's, like, dead. He's not doing it the first time Sasuke gets a needle in him.
Yeah, but I still think there are differences.
What would those be in this case?
Because in Boruto's case, he specifically doesn't want the blade to be damaged because...
Well, okay, but pause. Because going back to the Naruto versus Haku example...
I don't think Naruto cares if Sasuke has a couple of needles in him. He just doesn't care.
He doesn't care? I thought that was his best friend.
Yeah, but, well, they never said it.
Okay, then why is he freaking out at Sasuke's death?
I don't know. But one of the differences is that Sasuke can heal a small needle, whereas the blade can't. I mean, that might be able to patch it up, but like, I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm assuming, is that it's not the point of no return. At least that's the implication that I agree with you, because the very first thing I said was like, that's a big deal, even if it's not broken, it's cracked. But I do think in universe they're gonna have some sort of way to heal the sword from just a crack.
I mean, but that was specifically Zabuza's blade's ability, not all swords' abilities.
Well, Zabuza's blade ability was to absorb the blood and turn that iron in the blood into the regenerative of the sword. But I think they can just fix the sword. I mean, I don't know exactly how, but I'm assuming they can.
I mean, I think the funniest, arguably best way, is they just do the Kawaki base glue thing again.
Yeah, Boruto's like going through each grain of sand, like, where are these like shards of metal?
No, Kawaki's the one who makes it. He has the glue stick. He's like, Boruto's throwing a fit. Okay, if they do it delay till next chapter, this is what I want. As stupid as this is. Boruto's all mad. Kawaki just out of nowhere hands him a glue pouch. And then Boruto just knows what to do.
Okay. The last example I thought of was technically two more, but they go in line. Is Naruto doesn't talk again, you can say this a little bit disingenuous, but Naruto has a talk with Kurama about Neji's death after Hinata's speech. So that's like 2 chapters later, he's reacting to Neji's death, at least in terms of Kurama.
Naruto already reacted to Neji's death. That's why Hinata gave the speech.
Well, not to Kurama.
Well, my point is that he didn't do it at all.
But likewise, when he activates Baryon mode, he's not reacting to Hissen Kurama's death until after the Ishiki fight.
Because they're not dead. Nothing. That's the problem with your examples. The thing didn't happen yet. It's going to happen.
Okay, but they're not dead yet when they're starting their conversation.
They're dying. It's a process.
Well, they're already dying once they activate Baryon mode. That was the point of Baryon mode.
Yeah, but you get the point. It's their final conversation. I mean, it's not an all or nothing instant switch type situation anyway, in that case.
Well, we agree that Baryon mode makes no sense regardless, but...
Yeah, but like, in general, like when Guy uses the 8th gate of death, he doesn't just instantly die.
That would be pretty funny, though. Okay, that should go with the abridged.
Okay, write it down real quick. Write it down. It's the funniest.
Oh my god.
Curious what you think. So Dan said it's the Kusanagi sword. Orochimaru could probably fix it. What are the odds that is Orochimaru's debut to Boruto manga, like actual debut? Who's fixing the sword?
I mean,
You know what, Dan? If that happens, I will take it. Because at least Orochimaru's return. I'll take what I can get. Like I said, I'm not like uncompromising. You just gotta work with me. You gotta give me something if I'm giving you something. I don't care if this makes no sense. If Urashiki's gotta return to fix the sword, I'll take it. You gotta give me Urashiki. Oh my god. Deepest Diamond Armor fixes it. I'll take it. If they just say his name in this manga, I'm willing to concede.
Okay. I got 2 more sword react analogies for you. And I think these 2 are ridiculous, but I just want to hear your response to them. I'll start with the more ridiculous one first. Arguably. This is arguably not as ridiculous, but Sasuke didn't react to Manda's death.
Bro never cared in the first place.
Okay.
What's your other one?
The other one is Guy waited until the last minute to step in to protect Lee from Gaara.
I didn't even understand the comparison.
The Guy was perfectly okay with Lee being hurt from Gaara up until that point.
Well, Guy wanted to let Lee prove himself to be a splendid ninja.
But I think you get the idea.
But anyway, my original premise was just going to be, do you think that they could have done more with this given what they did last chapter? And I've already said this, but Dan, Mamba, and Saran's vehement arguing against the idea is what amplified all of that, making me sound way more passionate about it than I actually was. But
I mean, I think they could have.
Do you think they should have?
You can't even see the crack here. It's such a insignificant thing. I mean, he obviously cares about the sword. I think as long as they do it, they don't need to do it in this chapter, and it's not for me going to take away.
Doing it later is better late than never. But like, I think it probably would have been good to start it in this chapter. I'm not counting Boruto, and I'm gonna say the G word, Boruto's goofy face, as starting it, because as everyone in chat seems to agree, that's a look of surprise. You're emphasizing the fact. I knew that would get Dan riled up. But you guys are all emphasizing he's surprised that Jura was able to chip it with his finger. That's telling me it's, oh, Jura's strong, not, oh, my sword is ruined. Like, the reaction's clearly emphasizing 2 different things.
Okay, but to be fair, Obito's first reactions to Rin's death was shock. It wasn't rage.
But again, it wasn't, oh my god, Kakashi was capable of I might even use Obito's not a good example, because Kakashi killing Rin's the important part. Okay, it's not, Naruto wasn't like, oh my god, Pain was able to beat Hinata. It was, oh my god, Hinata's dead. That's the point. The point was Hinata's dead. Not that Pain was able to do it.
Okay, but I'm just
saying.
Sasuke
and Haku. It's not, oh my god, Haku was actually strong enough to beat Sasuke. It's, oh my god, Sasuke's dead. I'm feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
Dan, you can't say Boruto's the most stoic character of all time with no emotions when last chapter exists. I'm sorry. Did you say he doesn't let his emotions flare out? That's literally what he did last chapter.
I mean, do you think his reaction from last chapter was solely because of the sword, or do you think it's also because, like, of the love thing? If so, then what's, like, the weighting between the two?
I think if you're gonna make an argument, it would be that Boruto's acting for his quote-unquote plan, but I think it's meant to be genuine at the same time anyway. So I'm just gonna disregard that. Now, back to what you're saying, I'm a little confused by what you mean, because it's about his love for the sword.
Well, yeah, obviously the two things are combined. but do you think it's because of Jura's speech on love, or because of Jura's like grabbing the sword?
In terms of him saying what in particular? Like, if you do this, I'm gonna kill you?
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with killing Boruto. It's about threatening to break the sword and everything else Jura said about love.
Again, what I meant was, are you referring, when you talk about Boruto, are you referring to when he says, if you do anything to that sword, I'ma kill ya? Or you talk when Boruto says, that's why you're nothing more than trees? Like, what are you referring to?
If you're separating those two, then fine. I was just talking about Boruto's like overall reaction to the entire scene.
Okay, well, because what I was gonna say is the "you're nothing more than trees" thing is about the love stuff, and then the "I'ma kill you if you break my sword" is obviously about the sword. If you're lumping it all together, then it's just about both.
Because I would say for that, it's the similar to what you see for like Sarada's Mangekyo Awakening, to where you think it's both because Naruto died and because of Omnipotence Boruto shenanigans. Whereas I think it's
the priorities.
At least overwhelmingly majority because Naruto's dead and not because of Boruto's omnipotence. Okay. Chat hates that we're still talking about this, so we'll move on.
Bro, Jura commenting on it isn't what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't want to read, because I started reading that, I was like, what is he saying? And then I realized, oh, spoilers, I gotta stop reading that. So. Yeah, well, I do want to say, Mamba, is that...
Okay, look at the last thing Mamba wrote, and this is my problem with what TBV's doing.
Well, go ahead.
No, just real quick.
Yeah.
Yodo's death.
That's what I do.
Not when she awakened her Mangekyo. Why is TBV in all the promo acting like it is? You wouldn't have written that if it wasn't for that. She's had the Mangekyo. So Mamba said yes when I typed out the reason she awakened her MS. So why are you saying Yodo's death?
It's probably more than 90 times.
When she awakened it in chapter 80, 22 chapters before Yodo died.
Oh, Kamui, weren't you reading last chapter when they said she awakened her Mangekyo?
Exactly my point.
You gotta read with your eyes open, man.
Dan, what you're saying isn't awakening. You're making the distinction. I agree with what you said. That's not awakening.
Oh my god. I got something in there. Not awakening. Yeah, we agree. Ikimoto disagrees, but we agree.
Oh my god, what he wrote is the funniest. Oh, I get it. Yeah, it wasn't actually her death, but her death.
Oh,
Dave, you can't say Ikimoto does not disagree. It's in the freaking chapter. She, quote-unquote, awakened it in chapter 22. It's what Koji says, or what chapter 21, whatever Boruto shows up. And then in the promo of the V-Jump magazines and the chapter volumes and all that, they're saying, oh, it's our awaken or Mangekyo. Like, they just keep saying it. Awaken.
And it's the title blurb on chapter, what was it, 21, 22?
Yeah, like, awakening the Mangekyo, whatever. I think the chapter title was, like, Mangekyo Awakening or something like that.
Sasuke clearly said she awakened it during Naruto Next Generation.
I know, Dan. In the same chapter, both Sasuke and Koji say she awakened at 2 different points. That is our point.
Oh my god. What if Koji just didn't know? He's so stupid. Koji just...
He should have seen her awaken it the first time. He had 10 directions in chapter 47. And he saw the scene of Boruto and Sarada being killed by Kawaki, which is chapter 78, and chapter 80 occurs after that.
What if he only saw fragments of the taboo?
But bro, Dan, he does not see everything in potential. Yeah. He doesn't see singularity of fate shenanigans. That wasn't the case with Sarada's Mangekyo. Koji wasn't running around whispering Sarada's ear, hey, you're gonna awaken the Mogekyo, and I can't see it because I'm telling you that. So
Kamui, I feel like what Mamba just wrote is specifically rage bait for you in particular.
Yes, probably.
I love that.
Alright, anyway, back to chapter.
Okay. So yeah, Boruto got kicked, and whoa, is ignoring the sword. Crazy, I can't believe it. Ah, I don't want this. I can't bear to watch any longer. Is this Koji freaking out at this rate? Boruto is really gonna get killed? What the heck? Koji's actually just crashing out over here. What? That's weird. I mean, I'm pretty sure this dialogue is Ada, considering she's the one saying it here. But, I mean, Ada was not reacting like this in the last chapter. But again, I guess that's kind of fine. That sort of goes along with the Boruto sword as well. How, as time goes on, she gets more and more desperate. I feel like the same is going to be with Boruto and his sword. I mean, he's literally in the middle of combat. It would be ridiculous for him to have his Obito rage moment. Because the sword got chipped. But I mean, they could have done more, but literally got knocked out. Wait, Koji probably knew about it, but he knew Sarada was not aware of it and wanted her to realize it. I mean, she instinctively knew about it. That's the translations are impossible to tell, but what Yodo said is that Sarada knows she's holding herself back from this power, and Sarada knows the power. Same way Sasuke reawakened his Tomoe against Taku, but did when he saw his parents die. No, it's not rage, mate. I love it. Hey, I'm down for it, Mamba. Yeah, Obito did reawaken it. I love it. Keep the train rolling. But anyways, so back to the chapter again. So you agree with me that this...
real quick. So two things. Ada's... Oh, you're talking about what she says. I don't want this. I don't want what...
Okay, so you agree with me that this is Ada's dialogue.
Okay.
Because that's what was my question.
Dialogue, I would assume.
Because Koji's freaking out, man.
Okay.
Same with Ada.
We'll come back to Koji. I was combining Koji and Ada.
I wish that was his English dub, just to localize it to an American name.
That's funny. But whereas Ada's words are implying freaking out, her face just isn't. But two, in fairness, Boruto was never really going to be killed. Like what she was commenting on the last we saw her was when Boruto was doing well, and then we don't see her at all when Boruto's like in the wood restraint. We just don't see Ada at that point, so you can't even really say what she was reacting like. And second, it just wasn't as desperate because he wasn't knocked out. So like this is just the first time we're seeing Ada reacting to Boruto being knocked out. So I wouldn't equate it to the sword situation.
I mean, it's fine if from your interpretation you are looking at Ada's face as nothing too crazy here. I think Ada has like that big sister complex to where she's very stoic. She doesn't express her emotions very easily.
No, go back to the Kodark. She was freaking out over Kawaki potentially
Well, that's
dying.
actually what I was going to reference. Is I think she has a very hardened face to where she is expressing genuine concern here, but she's not going to have a crazy freak out desperation expression in the same way some other anime characters would.
So no, I agree. Ada in general doesn't freak out the same way like Naruto will freak out, but like, and I'm not saying she necessarily should react the same way as Kawaki, but look at how she reacts when Code's beating up Kawaki's face compared to this. Night and day. I mean, she is reacting much more.
I'll give you, she obviously is insane when she has her stupid blushing and calling Boruto dreamy or whatever.
That's not what I'm referring to.
I know. Okay. I don't know why you're saying that, but I think she's expressing genuine concern here to a pretty high degree.
I didn't say it wasn't genuine concern. I said her word, I believe her, but what I'm saying is her words would indicate, oh, she's freaking out. But looking at her face, she's not like freaking out the way she was when Kawaki's face was getting beaten up.
And I started by saying...
it's not genuine concern. I'm just saying she's not freaking out.
Okay, Kamui. I started by saying it's completely fine if you have that interpretation. I have a different interpretation. We can just disagree.
So how would you describe her reaction to Kawaki? Is it mega freaking out?
Kamui. I wouldn't measure it based on her facial expression exactly in that kind of a way.
Moving on.
Okay, good. I don't know why you want to argue that. But Koji, on the other hand, is freaking out. Bro has a headache. He's looked like he's got a hair mop. It's insane. Koji, are you listening? Why aren't you saying anything? Ada, could you silence yourself for a moment, please? What is he doing? It's coming. Renewal. So
okay. It was the other translation said an update.
Okay.
Which I think makes more sense, but
what, one? Or so is he automatically doing this, or is he manually doing this? How does 10 directions work? Are we about to find out?
We're gonna get into the we're gonna get it. I'll go over what I think are the two possibilities, but yes, he's getting a 10 directions update.
Okay, and Koji's nose here looks ridiculous.
Looks huge.
Looks like a freaking he's in sage mode, his imperfect sage mode with the frog nose.
Yeah.
What? Bro, Koji.
Bro, his eyes on the left panel. This is what got me rolling.
Ow.
Yeah, like he's high.
Okay, so 10 directions. It happens in real time, apparently. He sees Boruto. Oh, God. Okay. So, what is this? Can you tell, or do we need to wait for the clearer versions? Is this Inojin?
Probably, but this looks like Inojin.
Yeah.
Ask me.
I mean, it looks like this is a Ten Tails dimension or Orochimaru's lair. I can't tell what these pillars are.
Yeah. I don't really know. That's a good point. Didn't really pay attention to this the first time.
Okay. And I cannot tell what this is. It looks like Ryu if I were to guess, but I don't think it is.
I don't know what that is, but
no idea.
But it does look, if you have to pick someone as Inojin based off the hair. What would Inojin be doing at Orochimaru's lair? I mean, that could just be a future arc, but
yeah. I mean, here I'm gonna guess that Jura isn't closing his eye to do a Biju bomb because he just closes his eyelid, doesn't put his hand over it. So I'm guessing like Boruto slashed it with a sword or something. Give him a scar.
Well, real quick, going back to Inojin, his hair looks like Inojin, but his face looks like Iruka or something else. Like, he doesn't look like Inojin's face from what we see.
I don't know. It also kind of looks like a claw mark thing here.
I know. I don't really know what's going on there.
Like, is it Damon? It could be Damon.
That's not Damon's face or hair, though. Damon has, like, those designs in his hair. Like,
I feel like that's what this design in his hair is, but it doesn't look like Damon. I agree.
No, that's just the background.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I was thinking this pillar was up the other end of his hair. There's like a strap in his hair.
No.
Okay.
No.
So, okay.
I don't know.
Do you think this is Koji looking at it?
Inojin and Himawari panels the first time, though.
Do you think this is Koji looking at it, or do you think this is Koji seeing himself in 10 directions?
I think it's him looking at it, but it could be him seeing himself, hypothetically.
I agree. So the Himawari thing isn't going to tell us anything, but the Jura thing is seemingly important. This is... Okay. Hey, don't leave me out. And he's back.
Dude. He's doing the Ryu eyes.
Would you say is coming? Oh my god.
Just want to emphasize, Damon is right there.
I'm so annoyed, bro. So annoyed. Okay. So, just flying down. Oh, you're still breathing. You're tougher than I thought. Jura's like collar is so high here.
Unnecessarily.
Like, is it a freaking stasis pod?
Actually, this translation might be different from what I read, but it says, I suppose this much is expected of it is to be expected of an Otsutsuki. Does that mean Jura just thinks he's stronger than Otsutsuki in general, based off him saying that?
Well,
like, he expects Otsutsuki to be Boruto level, basically.
Not necessarily. I think he's saying that Boruto is putting up a good effort, rather than he's stronger than Otsutsuki level.
Well, I think it's you're tougher than I thought, is what is much to be expected. You say, like, oh, you're tougher than I thought. I guess that much is to be expected of an Otsutsuki. But, like, he's making it clear, like, but you're not on my level.
Well, no, I don't think he's saying that. I don't think he's saying that because he beat Boruto. I think he's saying that because Boruto's body was able to sustain this level of damage, regardless of who he's fighting or whatever. Like, hypothetically,
again, what I'm saying, okay, but like what I'm saying is that, like, I'm just gonna throw out hypothetical numbers. Jura was like a little bit surprised, like, oh, let's just say Jura output of 5, and it like knocked Boruto down. He thought it was gonna kill him. It's like, oh no, you're still alive. Huh? I guess that much is to be expected of an Otsutsuki. I guess I should have expected to put out a 6, but like he knows that that's not his full power.
What I'm saying is it's not about the fight, but about Boruto's basically durability. Like, imagine if Momoshiki just stood still and let, like, Kid Sarada just punch him and just, like, riddle him with holes, and then he fights back after being riddled with holes. He would then continue on to be tougher than blah, blah, blah. He's still breathing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so apply that to what I just said and nothing changes, because all I refer to is Jura output a 5 and Boruto's durability withstood it, didn't die. So it's like, oh, I guess I would have needed a 6. I guess I should expect that from an Otsutsuki. My point is, it's not like Jura can't finish him off. So what I'm saying is, it seems like Jura thinks he is capable of beating Otsutsuki in general.
I disagree with that, but that's okay. People of your master sword, even your passed out state. What is he, Lee? It looks like there's like a trigger here that he's gonna press with his thumb. Like, gotcha! It's like Delta's eye beam. He just launches something to Jura. It's a retractable sword. Is he gonna do the same thing? Biju Bomb? Yeah, shall at the very least erase you in one hit. Honor your commendable struggle. Let's go to Boruto. Okay.
It's well, you did it backwards, but
I know, I didn't care to read it forwards.
Okay, it didn't really matter that much. See, look, well, guys, obviously. Look, Rinnegan, draw normal circles. Not hard.
How do people vote that you like Boruto more than me? I don't understand. No offense.
That's not even nitpicking. I'm praising this chapter. I'm nitpicking the previous chapter.
Well, Kamui, need I remind you?
I already told you. I was... The whole argument inflated the stance more than I was ever saying. Wasn't even gonna be a talking point in my review video. Didn't even care that much. It was the vehemently arguing against the fathoming of the idea that got me riled up.
So shout out Jura's hair, which has sensory abilities, I guess. And I'm guessing this is Kawaki's hand with this rod here. Oh, never mind. He just stabbed him through the eye. Okay, now that's what was happening there. I just didn't scroll down far enough to see it. Never mind. Okay. So I guess Kawaki's strong now. There he is. Time skip Kawaki. So I think I did see this panel. And it did look like the time skip Kawaki. I mean,
yeah, it's not quite the same as it, but it's different than what he's been wearing. This outfit's just way better. He just looks way better in this chapter. This is what I was saying to Saran earlier. Kawaki just looks pretty good in this chapter compared to the rest of TBB. He just looks good.
I agree. George just doesn't care. He does look cool, yeah. He's a real monster.
In every panel, he just looks good. It was just way better than it's been.
Wow, yeah.
Got the leaf headband on his waist, by the way.
Listen, he still ain't dead. By the way, how far into the chapter are we?
I don't know. Halfway. A lot of fighting coming up.
Halfway's crazy. I like how Kawaki's saying all this. Like, he stabbed him. Oh,
I know, that's all he did.
I understand it's in the head or whatever, but, like, if he's thinking this about Jura, what was he thinking about Boro that he didn't say out loud? And I think that's
it's not enough to kill anyone, Dan, as we just mentioned, Boro.
But what I just described, though, is what I was, like, thinking in terms of, like, Ada's expression between Kawaki and Boruto. But yeah.
Kawaki's not freaking out over this.
Yeah.
So I'd be consistent with what I said about Ada. She's not freaking out. Even though I would give her something much closer to freaking out. But, like...
Well, it's not about freaking out. It's about saying this.
What about it?
The fact he says is here, but not about Boro.
Well, he said other things about Boro.
Okay.
He objectively said a much bigger praise about Boro's ability. He didn't say this quote. He said something greater. So he's worse than Jigen.
Okay. Yeah, I get.
So I'm teasing when we say the Boro thing, but you just objectively said more important things.
I feel like it's something you want to argue, and I don't. So I'm just gonna move on. Hey, Kawaki. Kind of silly that Ada didn't see this coming with the Senrigan, but it's whatever. I'm fine with it.
She just wasn't watching.
I know, she just wants to watch this battlefield, and she's not checking anything else, but still kind of silly. Wait, what's going on? Hello, Koji? Is he using Tinder action again? It's so weird he has to do that. I don't like this.
Ikimoto loves that eye thing, that's for sure.
Oh my god, what is he? Ryu?
Exactly. So looking at the bottom though, we see Jura in one, we see... Oh, interesting! I think that... Okay, above Hidari, not Mamushi. Is that Damon's hair? Do you think?
This?
Yeah.
Let's go double check.
Because of the white stripe. Go back up to Damon earlier.
Did I pass it? I think I did.
Go down. Yeah, you did. You did.
Down, yeah.
I don't know exactly where it was.
Where did I pass it? Is it here?
Just
there it is.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because of where that white stripe is there. That might, and then Damon's got that weird thing on the top of his head. I think it is Damon. I didn't notice that the first time.
Oh, too far.
Okay, that makes me happy. If that's Damon, they're hiding it, like especially hiding it.
Yeah.
And then you see Mamushi in the top left. You see Sarada and Hidari. Hidari's making a hand. Interestingly, we don't see Matsuri or Ryu in these, at least.
Well, I don't think they want to spoil that. I think that wants to be a reveal.
Maybe. Well, then again, they have Damon, potentially.
I mean,
what do you think's in the right, to the bottom right of Jura? Like, what is that? Is that Matsuri's? Oh, is that Matsuri's head hair thing?
This could be Damon, actually.
Actually, well, his hair, it's too curvy, but yes, it could be.
I mean, I think it's the same thing as whatever this is.
Yeah.
Pin Paths renewal. It's been approximately 6 days since the last renewal. Okay. So, I have problems with this. Also, this is kind of funny. The back of the 10 directions is just pure black. It's not like see-through or like shown on both sides, or like it's not whited out on the other, it's just black on the other side. We haven't seen that before.
In regards to what you just read, it's been approximately 6 days since the last renewal. So there's a couple of options. I have probably my personal favorite, but it could either be, I don't think it's this first one, so we're going to gloss over it. It just is every 6 days. I don't feel like
it's not that. It's not that. It's definitely not that. That doesn't make any sense at all.
So, exactly. So I'm mentioning it, but I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Next possibility is that it's just random. He just never knows when he'll get an update.
No, I don't think it's that. That's way too much of a coincidence for the timing.
I agree. So the third one is what I think is the best option, which is that rather than whenever, like, for example, Boruto tells Kawaki about the limiters, but whenever a singularity of fate, so again, so Boruto singularity of fate tells Kawaki about the future. Whenever something happens because of that, so Kawaki getting the limiters removed and showing up, whenever that thing happens, that's when 10 Directions will update. So whenever a new choice that occurs because of a singularity fate, that's when 10 Directions will update.
Well, no, but that's my problem, though, because that's clearly what they're going for, but the choice was to get the limiters off. That's not when it updated. It updated once Kawaki showed up after that.
Yeah, I agree. But I think they're going with what we just said, though.
No, I agree, but you look at how 10 Directions broken down, the singularity fate, blah, blah, blah. But you look at the 10 Directions explanation, it's the branching paths of the choices that lead to the events. It's the splitting branches or whatever. That's where the choices are. This isn't the choice. It isn't the line. It's not the splitting path. It just is the event following the split path. This isn't a choice. This is an event. He's seeing the event.
What Mamba says is, no, it's when singularities twist the future by interfering with it. That would be chapter 15 then.
Yeah, when Boruto tells Kawaki, that's when he would get the update.
And that's not when Koji updated 10 Directions, which would mean it's just random then. That's why I'm mentioning that as a possibility.
Yeah, so it's not when Boruto told Kawaki. It's either
random, or it's meant to be when Kawaki makes the choice because of Boruto's interference. But this, you could say this is the important, so this is where you gotta get like granular, because it's like, you can say Kawaki showing up is the choice rather than getting the limiters removed. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the limiters being removed would have to do with the choice of him showing up anyways.
Exactly. It's just really just two different things. He's showing up because his limiters are removed, but like going to Amado is like the thing Boruto told him to do, which we're gonna get into in a little bit.
Well, but you say that, but I don't think him getting his limiters removed had anything to do with him learning about the Sand Village mission in the first place.
Yeah. Hold off on that one.
Okay. But clearly it didn't update when Boruto told Kawaki about it. It didn't update when Kawaki went to Amado. It didn't update when Kawaki got the limiters removed. Exactly. It didn't update when Kawaki decided to go to the Sand Village. Didn't update when Kawaki was flying over there. Didn't even update when Kawaki got there. It updated
Actually, technically, it updated right before Kawaki got there.
Oh, did it? Here, when exactly did it update? I thought it was after Kawaki stabbed Juro in the eye.
Well, Kawaki started... Koji started freaking out before then, at least.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. No, okay, yeah.
And he also saw Juro covering his face before Kawaki got there.
Okay.
Let's look at exactly where Koji's at when Kawaki shows up. He's saying it's coming.
Well, he knows... Okay. So this tells me there's like some delay lag time, but it's begun, it's activated. It could be the fact that Kawaki's teleporting there right now, and that's why it's happening.
Yeah.
Just off screen.
Well, let's just keep going.
Yeah, because he does 10 directions.
Eyes are doing the thing anyway. He sees Juro covering his face. Because Kawaki's not there yet. He saw...
Yeah.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, no. He just saw Juro's covering his eye before Kawaki showed up. happened before Kawaki got there.
Yeah.
Unless you think Kawaki's just in the air, off screen, behind. No, now he's there. I think he just showed up then. I don't know when exactly he showed up.
Well, in my opinion, I mean, we don't see Kawaki anywhere here, obviously.
Yeah, we don't see him there.
But, and here would be the panel where we see him, but I think... No, I can't say anything. I was going to say that Jura sensed him before he showed up, based on, like, the hair or this panel, but this panel's after this, so...
Yeah.
There's no indication that Jura sensed him. I mean, he could have.
I mean, he probably just masked his chakra signature or whatever, but...
That, I don't know, even then, I feel like Jura could still just sense him regardless.
Yeah, well, regardless of that, the point is, Koji saw it before he got there, so...
Yeah.
Oh, look at his pants! He's got the Kawaki symbol on his pants now.
Yep. I can't wait for next chapter to come and him to look awful again.
Why are you so right? Let's hope not, but...
Yeah, also shout out, they're really trying to keep track of keeping these 2 dots in the Senrigan eye. Really trying to do that. So, obviously in real time, Koji has his eyes rolled back in the back of his head. So do you think that implies in the back of his head is where 10 Directions is happening? And
yeah, is he looking at his brain where it happens? Does Koji have to do that? Or is it like just making him do that?
So do you think 10 Directions is always active and it's just whenever something changes that his eyes roll back in his head?
I don't know.
Okay. So Kawaki's arrival, it's a development I'm just now seeing for the first time. Did Boruto tell Kawaki something in these past few days?
Okay, the other translation made it seem like Boruto must have told him something. Like it's a little bit more assertive, but either way. So this is what's interesting. Getting into the talk of one of the talking points. So what I will say, so this is where I'm going to give it some props. It's not going to give it all props. The props that were given. Clearly, Koji didn't know Boruto told Kawaki about the limiters. Like, evidently, that's... Well, unless off-screen... This is the thing. So Boruto, in Chapter 15, Boruto didn't tell Kawaki about the sand mission. He just didn't. We saw the conversation. Start to finish. Like, we just saw it. He didn't tell him that. So the only thing that Boruto could have told him is the limiters, which he specifically mentioned was, no, we didn't see Boruto leave, but we saw the clear ending of the conversation. It was clearly the conversation was over.
I mean, he could have done it off screen.
He could have, yeah, but that's mid. Either way. I guess, I mean, yeah, so this is where you have to get interesting. I guess you could say you just don't know for sure, because it feels like Koji didn't know that Boruto told him anything about the future. But then I would ask, why did Koji tell Boruto about Kawaki's limiters in the first place, if he didn't want Boruto to tell Kawaki about him? Because Koji doesn't tell Boruto everything for a reason. Why would he tell Boruto about that?
Okay,
if it wasn't
Kamui,
for Boruto to tell Kawaki?
Do you want to get into your Gamamaru Boruto topic thing? And do I want to get into mine right now? Or do we want to save that for another time?
That's not... No, Dan. That's not nitpicking. First of all, I'm asking a question. That's not even a nitpick. That's a question. Second of all, even if it was, no, that's not nitpicking. It would be a matter of breaking the lore or not. Not nitpick. Wow. If it's... But I was asking a question in the first place.
Getting back to the chapter now. So, Mitsuki, being a tool instead of a human, he's at the rendezvous spot and something's going wrong. Oh, man. Shout out Sarada, who's still passed out. Oh, nothing. I was just wondering why Boruto chose this place. Maybe one of his medals is lying around. Is this a flashback?
I think this is in real time.
Yeah. What? I is he just lying to Konohamaru? What's he doing? But that doesn't make sense.
He just doesn't know why Boruto chose this place. So he's just like, oh, maybe there just is a medal lying around here.
Kamui, do you not see the absurdity of this? He knows there's he's the one that picked it up and pointed it out!
But that medal's also randomly over by Matsuri and Konohamaru's location, which isn't here. And it's in the air. It just teleported. It flew there. I don't know how.
Whereas, yes, Mitsuki knows.
I mean, Mitsuki didn't throw it there.
Mitsuki knows that Boruto has medals in the area.
That's why he's mentioning it.
That's not a maybe. He's confirmed there's medals in the area. Lay it around.
Well, specifically there.
Yeah. Specifically where he found a medal. I agree. He knows there's medals there.
See, this is what I'm saying when we go back and forth. See, now I'm going to tell you, and you say, I'm the bigger hater. Just trading. We just take turns.
And it's the most fun game of ping pong I've ever played.
like, you know, even it's not just us. It's Dan too. He goes back and forth between saying Ood's always the problem with Oodie, and then he says, "Oh, now Kamui's worse than Oodie," and then, "Oh, now Oodie's the worst." They're just gonna go back and forth who they hate more.
I love it. Konohamaru, Mitsuki, and Sarada. Shout out Delta. It's not Akabe. Seems like the three of you are all right. So I was wondering.
Oh yeah, also shout out what she's not using, rocket boots.
Oh, there you are, up there. Okay, so what? So does she mean down there? Oh, up here. Never mind. Okay. I mean, that's silly for her to say, considering this, but that's okay. It's fine. And her hair's really curvy here. Not saying it isn't always curvy, but it's really curvy here. Looks like a frickin' Rasengan. Anyways. So, Delta! And then cuts to Kawaki. I feel like this should be like the last page, but I feel like it's not gonna be. Oh, Jura's about to attack.
Not even close, actually. Like I said, I feel like we've got to be over halfway, but I feel like we're only halfway.
Bro, how? Daikokuten? Or
no, I think Kawaki
Hitsukuna Hikona?
His current.
Yeah. And reform. So, okay, maybe he can't sense him since it feels like he didn't follow him or anything. Even though he has the Rinnegan. Which I know that Sasuke was tracking Jigen with the Sharingan, I think. Or was it the Rinnegan? I don't know.
It was the Sharingan. Okay.
So I guess the Rinnegan just can't see on a microscopic level. I guess we just...
Bro, the only thing a Rinnegan can see is ghosts, apparently.
Bro, why is the Boruto series retconning the Rinnegan to be fodder in comparison to the Sharingan? You know, the D grade?
Well, first it's Gamamaru's prophecies, and then it's Rinnegan. I don't know.
But then they're also doing the same thing with the Divine Tree and the Ten Tails. They started that with Kaguya, so... What can I say? Anyways, I guess he's just like Jigen level here. Doing this. Is this... I can't tell what's happening with this rod. Oh, it's going through the arm.
I can't tell if Jura like broke the rod. I think Jura snapped the rods in half, actually. Because otherwise it doesn't make sense what's going on.
Okay, yeah. What I was saying is I thought this was the end going in, and this was the front. And I thought it was going into the cape.
Yeah, I know, I agree.
But it's going into the arm.
So. Yeah, I think he just snapped all the rods in half.
Okay. And Biju Bomb. So, previously he wanted to kill Boruto, and specifically to not kill Kawaki. He hasn't, given any thoughts on his current mindset on that. But is he changing his mind? Is he going to kill them both? I mean, it'd be ridiculous if he did that, but he's still passed out. Oh, he's waking up. Hey, bro, how long you gonna sleep for? Okay.
Shitty, bro.
Sure took your sweet time getting here. I mean, but he wasn't expecting Kawaki to show up, right?
So that's the thing, though. This kind of implies that he did tell him about it because, again, we're going to get into it. They don't, at least the translations I read, they don't explicitly state how Kawaki knows about the Sand Village mission because, again, Shikamaru didn't tell him. Koji never told him to. Koji told him to tell only certain people, and he told only those certain people. So either Kawaki and Ada didn't tell him. Ada didn't expect this. So, oh, and by the way, I mean, again, I'm not saying that we can't do the Damon thing later, but so far, Ada just didn't do anything as a singularity of fate. She didn't follow her heart so far.
Despite the fact she's freaking out about it earlier.
Exactly. So I don't know if she'll do anything later, hopefully, but so far she didn't do anything. But so the only explanation is Kawaki just knows for no reason, or Boruto told him off screen. So only two options. Because this makes it seem like Boruto is expecting it.
So you agree Ada was freaking out earlier.
But it's not. But again, but then you look at how Boruto is fighting. He was fighting to win. Nowhere is he saying like, you know, like, oh, I just need a delay until ... implying like he has a plan, which is gonna be Kawaki.
Well, what was the thing he said last chapter about he can't plant his feet for Uzuhiko, so instead he's gonna do ... or something like that? What was it?
It was not in reference to Kawaki, though.
I know, but I mean, what did he say? What exactly was it?
He said in that case.
In that case. I mean, maybe it was the stall till Kawaki gets in. Go to bed.
I don't see how that relates to the feet planning situation.
Well, if he can't do that, he's gotta wait for Kawaki.
But he literally planted his feet in the wood style, so.
Yeah, but weren't you saying it's unreasonable for that to be his plan? Or maybe it was Mela. I don't remember who was saying it. Kawaki, you say? Well, nobody said it.
Also, he knows who Kawaki is.
Who's saying it? What's this? I sense a power incomparable to the one I met previously. I bet power scalers are having a field day with that one.
Just so I will say real quick, I want to see Kawaki be hit by an attack. Oh, also, Jura's foot's gone again. That was an error earlier.
Oh my god. Yeah, so much for healing on a tailed beast level. So I guess Boro has greater healing than the Tyndales.
So does Himawari. She doesn't have to go to a tree to do it.
Oh my god. So maybe Jura does need to go back to that original dimension to heal.
Yeah, that just means it was an error early. Oh yeah, what is this? We just nitpicking. No, yeah, so which is it? It's giving us mixed signals.
Is Ikimoto nitpicking?
Yeah.
But once again, I stand by the point I've been saying for months now. Why doesn't Boruto just use his sword more? It's the only thing that works.
Literally, again, like when you go back to the Hidari fight, instead of that first Rasengan, if he just slices his head off, GG. I don't even know why he needs Uzuhiko. Like, literally, his sword is stronger than Uzuhiko.
Like, Boruto has landed a clean Rasengan. No counter, no block, no dodge, just a clean Rasengan straight into Jura's middle of the back. He could have just cut Jura straight in half. I'm not saying cut a leg off. I'm saying he could have cut Jura, bisected him.
Yeah, he could have done this so many times to so many people. I understand the code fight, he's not going to do that, but like the Shinju, yeah, what is he doing?
Yeah.
He chopped Matsuri into like 50 pieces in one swipe somehow.
So by the way, Jura
was off guard, technically, kind of, sort of.
Jura isn't in pain. He's not holding his eye. It's going to be weird if he holds his eye later, considering he's just chilling here. Also, is this blood?
I assume so.
I mean, I guess it's fine if he has a Rinnegan eye, which isn't necessarily a tree eye. It can be human eye. I mean, Does it have round cells or square cells? I don't know.
I mean, it's weird though, because again, like, okay, he has eye blood, but doesn't have leg blood apparently, because his leg's not bleeding.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to it being a Rinnegan eye, which is why it has blood. I sense a power incomparable to what it has previously. Grit your teeth and brave the pain, Boruto. If you end up going out of control, I'll kill you on the spot. Okay, so activating his karma. I guess it's activating. Don't mind me, go for it. Bro. What?
So is Boruto gonna teleport away, is the question. Just where Konohamaru and everyone is.
Don't mind me. Yeah, go for it! Activate your karma, Kawaki! You got this! Oh, Momoshiki, yeah, don't worry about him. He's no big deal. I don't mind. I'm not scared of that guy. Like, I get it. He's okay with Kawaki killing him if he transforms. Which is different from the prophecy arc. But... ignoring that. But he doesn't want to transform. Like, where was this? I just want to add
that, like, yeah. If Boruto just teleports away at the beginning of next chapter, fine. But if you remember chapter 9, Boruto's karma started spreading very quickly, immediately, already on his face, and then he teleported away. It just isn't doing that here yet. And again, like, it was doing it, like, instantly.
Well, he flew away, but I get your point.
But if he teleports away immediately, begin the next chapter, and he has a little bit of karma, whatever, that's fine. But, like, it's as of right now, we're not seeing it anywhere on his arm or face.
Yeah. Also, how is this, again, not the last page of the chapter? I feel like this just is an endless chapter. It just keeps going. Like, they're even having end of chapter text on the side here. Like, I feel like the chapter's ended at 3 different spots, and it just keeps going.
I thought that is the end of the chapter, is it not?
Is it the end? Oh, it is. Okay, never mind. I mean, based on this, I thought it was like halfway over. It's like, wow. Yeah. Like, what? So I guess there is rushing in. Got that means in it. Okay.
I hope Kawaki pulls out his horn. But
I mean, it could be expanding. As far as we know, it's all the way up to his neck right now. He's covering his hand and the sleeves right there.
So I'm going to compare his karma spreading in chapter 9 just for reference.
Okay, but to be fair, that was when he was right next to him. Here he's like 20 feet away. Could be like a...
He's nice or right in... He's like literally right next to him, isn't he? Let's go back up. He's even closer.
He's at least like 8 feet away.
So is he with Bort in chapter 9. If anything, he looks closer. I'm going to be honest with you, but...
Well, he's also facing away from Bort, though. Could play into it.
I'll also say Kawaki's karma was spread the same, and Boruto already had karma all the way up his hand and on his face in that chapter. So I don't know why it's not like this in this case, but whatever.
I mean, I don't even know how fast karma activates.
I mean, it didn't activate on Boruto, seemingly, unless his hand is perfectly covering the marks so that we can't see them.
Like, if you just took Kawaki's arm and extended it over the course of a mile, and then Kawaki activated Karma, how long would it take for Karma to travel across his arm for that mile?
I don't know.
How fast can Karma run a mile? Am I faster than Karma?
I don't know.
Like,
but it doesn't look that fast. But either way, things to consider for a next chapter, just briefly. Let's go through all the possibilities, whether they're realistic or not. Boruto doesn't go away in time, so Momoshiki comes out, and there's like the three-way Momoshiki shenanigans that we deal with. Boruto teleports away, and Kawaki 1v1s Jura and wins. Boruto teleports away, and Kawaki 1v1s Jura and loses. Kawaki 1v1s Jura, and they tie and both decide to retreat. I think that's all the possibilities, really. I guess the fifth possibility that should not be the case is Boruto stays and just doesn't turn into Momoshiki.
So, is Boruto's series just ending very soon? Is this like the final arc, and then we're going into the final fight after they defeat Jura? Or...
We have to go through the options, I said. Because the reason I mentioned one of them, which is Boruto leaves Kawaki 1v1s and loses, would be, that's the scenario to where Damon can show up, or Borushiki comes out. Either of those two could be when Damon has a chance to show up and put an end to the arc. So there is still hope.
I mean, what if they just...
I've said this before. Even if Kawaki, the Jogon, and Momoshiki all show up in the same chapter, Damon still can be the end.
What if they just do a lot of off-screen shenanigans to where they don't come back to this fight for like 10 chapters, and they just do the Sarada Hidari rematch, they do Damon versus Mamushi, whatever else within 10 directions that I'm forgetting, they just do it all. And then we conclude with this fight, and they just team up and they beat Jura, and then they go back to the Leaf Village, and... they fight and it gets destroyed, and then they flash forward scene, and it's the final fight.
I mean, they could end it in chapter 40 or 50 or whatever. They could do that.
Because,
and
like,
based off the prophecy arc, I'm not going to say that definitively won't happen, but I hope it doesn't.
Because, let's just say, it does continue like it should. So, when Jura beats Boruto and Kawaki, how are they then going to get more powerful after this in order to overcome Jura in the future?
Various possibilities.
God.
Kawaki could train. Boruto could learn to master Moboshiki's powers somehow, so they can actually use it. Pretty much it.
I mean, it looks like Boruto's gonna be using his karma here in just a second, so...
Then Momoshiki should take over, based off what they've set up.
Momoshiki's stronger than Boruto. I don't care what Ikimoto does.
I mean...
yeah. Yeah. So that would be their max forms. Kawaki's not gonna train. So I'm just gonna rule that one out.
I know, that kind of goes against the whole thing. What if Damon just kills Jura? That's how they end him. He just killed him.
I mean, I'd be down to that.
And then Mamushi does devour Ada while Damon's fighting Jura, and then he gets omnipotence and he becomes the next villain.
I mean, Jura isn't holding his eye yet. Do you think that we're just not gonna see that? It's gonna be like chapter 79 to where it just doesn't happen? The future we see, it just doesn't exist.
I mean, we still haven't seen Jura and the other four Shinju doing their freaking aura walk like Koji saw in chapter 13 either, though.
So what I will say, because we see in 10 directions that he's holding his eye in the future, that implies next chapter, sometime during the fight, because, like, he's doing it when he's, like, standing still or whatever. So they're gonna have whatever exchange they're about to have, and then they're gonna stop having an exchange. Maybe they do that a couple more times. But either way, from there on, Jura's gonna hold his eye, which tells me Jura isn't going to heal his eye either within that span of time as well. So Jura's just not gonna heal, seemingly, at all. At least yet.
It's weird because you would have thought he would be holding his eye in direct response to Kawaki stabbing it. Like, why is he even holding it later at that point?
So I do think it would be a cool idea if he's holding it because he's trying to do a Biju bomb out of that eye, but something is awry because the eye doesn't exist anymore.
It's possible.
That'd be pretty cool.
Trying to find Jorah's leg from earlier in the chapter.
I just fell on the floor. Or you mean when it's like attached to his body?
Yeah, like what page was that on? Like, I just want to see how many pages from that on it's there for.
I mean, you're gonna say this is silly, but can we even confirm he got his limiters changed?
Well, okay, so that actually gets into something, yeah. We haven't even discussed all the nonsense with Kawaki. So again, we have to assume Boruto off-screen mentioned the Sand Village mission, like after chapter 15, because he didn't mention it. Which is weird, though. I don't even know why. You know, out of curiosity, do you think it would just be better if he did tell us? Like, if he just did mention that there's going to be a Sand Village mission? Because, like,
I don't see why
not.
quote-unquote,
it makes it less of a surprise. The whole fandom
Who
thought this was going to
cares?
happen anyway. And,
I mean, it's going into
like,
that arc. It's like the setup for that arc.
Exactly. And it's just like most people were expecting this to get paid off in this arc, for one thing. And then he can just say it vaguely. Like, he doesn't say what he's going to do, but it's just like, because now you're just like, how does Kawaki know? To assume he told him.
I mean, I still wish that Boruto talked to Koji about him being shot in chapter 13 and seemingly not knowing because Koji didn't tell him.
Well, that's the thing. Like, well, I was also wondering though, because Koji knew that Boruto and Kawaki had teamed up. Like, Ada says it, Koji's not surprised. So it seems like he planned for Boruto and Kawaki to team up. Just not to tell him about the limiters, I guess. But then why is he telling Boruto about Kawaki's limiters? Like, why did he give Boruto that information? If he didn't want him to tell Kawaki about it. Which would imply, okay, he did want Boruto to tell Kawaki about it. He just didn't want Boruto to tell him about the sand mission. But why wouldn't he want Kawaki to be there? This has like, only been a good thing.
Yeah, this seemingly is the route he should have been trying to make happen in the first place. The same way he's like goading Sarada into awakening her Mangekyo, this is what he should have been goading out of Kawaki.
Exactly.
Unless we're gonna say that actually Kawaki's even a bigger, badder monster than Jura, which is how the... Oh no, it's the worst possible future! Oh, Jura would have been way better than this.
Yeah, it's gonna be the even worse possible future. Which again can get you to the time skip flash forward scene. But Koji's stern face about Kawaki in chapter 13 makes me think he's already seen that. So, because otherwise, like, if Kawaki's not a big deal, why is he all stern about it? Why wouldn't he just be like, yeah, you can do that, Boruto? Like, I don't care. Like, why would he be so against it?
Especially since he's trying to limit Boruto's knowledge as a singularity of fate. He didn't tell him that Uzuhiko doesn't work on Jura, but he's telling him about Kawaki's limiters.
It tells you that was his plan. So what was his plan for Kawaki if it wasn't to fight Jura?
I mean, you could say that he's just telling Boruto this information early, because he's expecting the only way to beat Jura in the future for it to be like a Boruto and Kawaki to team up. Like, maybe he's just honestly answering that whenever Boruto asks.
I mean,
but that's stupid.
I mean, you could just say the reason is he didn't want Boruto to go there in the first place. So there's just no reason to get Kawaki to go there too to save Boruto, because the plan was never for Juro to show up at all. So from that perspective, I get it. It's just that's what Koji was steering towards. But let's just assume he plans on Kawaki Boruto teaming up against Juro. Juro's all like, Koji's all like, oh, there's just no chance of Boruto ever beating Juro until like some later point. Which, I mean, maybe that point was Kawaki teaming up, but if that's the case, why would he just do it now? And thus Boruto's going to get stronger, and that's why it's going to work. So that, because if it's not Boruto getting stronger, then the implication is just the teaming up, and then why wouldn't you do it sooner? So it has to be because Boruto's getting stronger. But if it has to be because Boruto's getting stronger, then Kawaki can't win now. And if Kawaki can't win now, the only solution is Damon.
Yes. Which I'm so down for, but I mean,
I'm down for it too. I said it doesn't have Kawaki can come first, but
yeah.
I just want. Oh, also, yeah, okay. Let's address the other elephant in the room. It is just ridiculous. Like, Ryu took Araya's sword around the same time as Amado. It's Kawaki just said, Amado, do the limiters, and Amado technically hasn't even agreed yet.
Well, yeah,
I know that Kawaki basically is forcing him to. But Amado never said, okay. He was still like, no, do the karma first.
Exactly.
So, but even if Amado did agree, that means Amado, again, we don't know what the procedure is, but Amado had to do the entire procedure in like 10 minutes max.
To be fair, I'm sure the procedure is going to be the same as Code, as he's just saying, oh, Kawaki, turn the turtle over. It shouldn't be,
because okay, so it's possible, yes, but it shouldn't be. Okay, but I'm still going to ask another question, though. Let's assume Amado does do that. There's an option. But my question is going to be, why didn't Kawaki show up sooner then? Because if it only takes 5 seconds, poof, done. There's only two possibilities. Either Kawaki and Amado argued for another 10 minutes off screen, or Kawaki seriously took the time to go to the clothing store and get a new outfit before going to the Sand Village. Both of which are ridiculous.
Well, you're not going to like this. But considering Delta came with him, I can so easily imagine Ikimoto having them fly over instead of teleport, even though Kawaki could just teleport Delta and himself.
Oh, it's so stupid.
But I feel like...
at the very least, yeah, he did just go get Delta from wherever the hell she was.
At the very least, it feels like Kawaki didn't just teleport here just now. It feels like he must have flown here, because the original meeting spot seems to be not right next to the Juro fight, so it's at least some sort of runaway, and Delta's there at like the same time that Kawaki's arriving. So they must have either Kawaki teleported in the middle of those two areas and Delta just flew in the opposite direction, or they're just flying together until a certain point where they split off to go to the different locations.
Yeah.
So also, I do think that seemingly Boruto told them to go to the meeting spot because he knew Delta was going to rendezvous with them there. And he's going to have Delta do something with them. Maybe Delta's going to take the Soul Thorn and fly it back. And then Konohamaru and Mitsuki are going to go back and fight with Boruto and Kawaki.
Hopefully, no, not Konohamaru can leave too. Hopefully it's just Mitsuki.
You don't want Konohamaru to fight.
He already got his moment for 1, and 2, Konohamaru just doesn't scale. And I know technically Mitsuki doesn't, but he should.
I mean, where is he? Yes. He assisted against Hinari.
But this is Juro, who's just way stronger.
Okay, and when Juro pulls out the claw grime fodder, then Konohamaru can deal with that in the background.
Okay. but then Konohamaru shouldn't be. I mean, unless he pulls out like 100 of them, shouldn't be that hard.
I'm fine with Konohamaru assisting when Boruto needs another Uzuhiko.
It didn't even do anything to Ujira. We just have Boruto. No. Okay, now I'm gonna yell at Boruto. Stop using Uzuhiko and start using your sword.
That's what I've been saying for
the
months.
only thing that's worked.
Exactly.
Oh, Boruto just throw the sword to Kawaki and say, "Here, use this."
Actually, that's a good point. Like, Kawaki could... I honestly think if Kawaki used Boruto's sword, he could just kill Jura pretty easily right now.
Yeah, like, look, if instead of stabbing Jura's eye, we just slice his head off.
Exactly.
GG.
Because I'm
Jura
sure...
can't heal without the trees. So.
I'm sure Kawaki's gonna fight with his rod in the same way that Jigen was pounding Naruto and Sasuke with the rod. He's just gonna, like, beat them aside the head. If that just was the sword, he's just cutting off Jura's head.
Exactly.
Oh my god. I can't wait for the people in chat to be like, oh, the sword's nicked. Oh, it's gonna break if Kawaki tries it. I just can't wait for those people.
Well, okay. If that's the case, then you agree Boruto should have a bigger reaction to it being nicked.
That being said, okay. I know you don't want to talk about it, but coming back to that just really quick. You can't... Okay. I don't know how to word this in a way that's not going to rile you up, but you were saying that the reason that Naruto not bringing up Hinata when he's talking to Minato is because it's something more important. I think Kawaki showing up as Boruto's waking up, and Boruto's commenting on the fact that
I'm not saying that was the scene to do it.
Okay. So
all I'm actually saying is instead of his stupid face, yeah, right, it's not goofy where it's stupid face. I just would have liked a subtle expression of either anger or like no, like this can't be happening. Like, no, I can't believe that. Just something different. I don't know, something more expressive. I just wanted some expression. That's not expression, bro. Get out of here. Stop defending. It wasn't expressive.
Okay, Cowboy. Is this anger to you? Is Naruto's one and only expression?
That was not Boruto's face. That was the look of, like, this did not happen. Like, you know, like, this can't be serious. Did I just see that? That is not what Boruto's face was.
My point is that it's not anger.
I never said it had to be anger. I gave you, like, 3. I said other things.
I think that Boruto's expression was fine.
I think his expression was lame. It was like Araya's reaction to Yodo dying. We both agree that was mid.
Well, Naruto didn't change his expression when it came to Hinata.
That is literally a change. It's not what his expression was before she was stabbed. That is a changed expression.
But also, Naruto didn't freak out when he first talked about Hinata, which was his first reaction about it.
What do you mean? He goes Six Tails.
I mean, after that. When he, like, comes out of the Six Tails. And he's, like, talking about Hinata.
He wasn't freaking out. Well, because Katsu just told him that. He was, like, worried about it, and then Katsu's like, yeah, you didn't kill Hinata, she's alive.
But that's my point. He's only worried about it. Like, why wasn't he angry before Katsu told him?
Let me just go see exactly what happened. Well, also, he was angry before Katsu told him again. Like, he went Six Tails. But again, I'm not saying it has to be anger. I'm saying that, like, if Boruto made that face, perfectly good. I'm all for it. Made that Naruto face there. Oh my god. Okay, Oodie. Look. Naruto jumps down, sees the destruction. He's like, the Leaf Village is over that way. What? And then Katsu's like, you did that, Naruto, when you were in Naito state. He then thinks back to Hinata and says, no, Hinata, the villagers. And then she tells him, like, oh yeah, you know, you didn't kill anyone, blah, blah, blah. Like, the first thing he is worried. He's clutching his chest. No! He also senses Hinata still alive. And is happy, cries tears of joy.
Well, maybe Boruto will do that in 2 chapters.
It's like, they cry tears of joy.
Why? He loves that sword.
And it's permanently nicked.
Why do you say permanently?
But like, either way, my point is, I think I would have preferred a more expressive face. That's really what I'm getting at. I'm not saying he has to have internal dialogue. I was really just getting at the idea. This expression didn't cut it for me. I think he could add more. That's all I'm really saying.
Okay.
But I'm sure Dan thinks this is the best expression of all time.
I mean, I'll give you this. I feel like Boruto's made this expression 1,000 times, but I feel like it's more of an Ikimoto problem than it is a expression problem.
All of this is an Ikimoto problem.
Okay, I'm glad we agree.
Ikimoto is the problem.
Because I agree, it's not a unique expression, but I feel like the expression
it's
is
not even the
warranted.
uniqueness of it. It just doesn't feel... Again, the fact that Mamba and Dan were all repeatedly expressing that it's an expression of like shock that Jura was able, he was strong enough to do the nick, tells me what I need to know. It's again, Naruto's not shocked that Pain was capable of beating Hinata. He was shocked that Hinata died. And that's my point. It feels more about Jura's power feat than the sword. It based off this expression, the fact that Dan and Mamba are pointing to that rather than like the no, this could not have happened kind of face. You know what I mean?
I bet they only said it like 3
it's the subtle
times.
stuff that I'm talking about, but I just could have been better.
I mean, I feel like this is the same expression he gave Kawaki when he broke Himawari's vase.
No, it's not. I guarantee right now Boruto is more expressive when he's... Oh, we're going to go back and look.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's probably the best place to compare.
Well, it's not, because again, the vase isn't important to Boruto. It's important to Himawari, and he just knows it's important to Boruto. Okay, when does he break the vase?
Well,
exactly?
But that's the same thing. The sword isn't important to Boruto. It's important to Sasuke.
No, it is important to Boruto.
Important
that's
to
the difference. No, it is important to Boruto.
Then the vase is also important to Boruto for the same reason.
It's not exactly the same, because the vase wasn't given to... It wasn't like Boruto took the vase from Sasuke and wants to return the vase because he's borrowing it and blah blah. He's not doing that. That aspect just doesn't exist.
Okay. I mean, you can say it's different, but would you at least say Boruto cares a similar degree, even if he cares differently?
Maybe.
Okay.
So some of this is
pretty ham on that vase, making Kawaki.
I know. So like again, this is just the manga. Yeah. So
like,
again, some of this is like
20 chapters in a row.
Yeah, exactly. Like you would not stop. You would not like. So if we're just gonna go through, I'll just.
It's like G gets in the middle of invading the village. Like, Kawaki, did you find the last piece?
Yeah, like, where is that? Here. You know what? This is so stupid. This is so stupid what I'm doing. Okay, you know what? I almost want to start with this one now, but I can't because of the way I'm doing this. I was gonna take a bunch all at once, but it's the third image when I eventually post it. I'm just gonna keep going for a few more. But the third image is the funny one. I'm just gonna say it. That one is more expressive, in my opinion, than Boruto's current face. Oh my god, I finally found the Kawaki hair pin I was looking for. Like, I'm just gonna randomly include this. I've been wondering where this was. Okay, I found it. Again, it's nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it's gonna be in the middle of this.
Rockin' Alice, hello. Can he teleport to places he has never been or knows where it actually is? Do you remember when Boruto teleported Ishiki to that waterfall dimension?
Yeah, he just did that.
Maybe Kawaki is someone he was with since the chakra levels during the fight.
Okay, I posted in chat, by the way. Different faces.
It'd be ridiculous if Kawaki's feeling it in the Sand Village. If that's the case, why didn't he go after Boruto at any point over those 2 years?
Yeah, he can't sense it from that far away. So the third one, start the third one.
Oh my god.
Okay. I think this just is more expressive. Even though it's not the best art, I think the art's better in the other one, but I think this is showing more of it's showing me more emotion.
Like
it's not like it's worse art, but I feel more emotion. Like Boruto looks more mad, you know, like I'm just getting more emotion out of it.
But like to an extent,
like especially if you put a sweat beat on it, like oh yeah, there you go.
Okay. Do you think this could be influenced by Two Blue Vortex bias?
No, because I'm saying that the Naruto Part 1 Next Generations one is literally worse art.
Oh god.
Like I think the art's better on the left, but I think there's more emotion in this one.
Well, to be fair, this one doesn't have a weird grainy filter over it.
That's not the problem at all.
Well, it would definitely influence it.
Go ahead and put a blurry grainy filter over it. Really want.
How would I even do that? Luna pick?
I don't know.
I'll try. I have to save this really quick. This is so stupid that I'm doing this. I'm actually entertaining this stupid idea. Okay, let's see here. I know you can do like a, not a grainy, but like a pixelated background on Lunapic.
I don't think that's what you want. Just search up grain filter or something.
Well, hang on. I want to see what this does. Okay, where
is and then scroll down slightly. One more, all the way to the left, but one to the right.
Thank you. That would have been there for 20 billion years. Auto pixelate. Okay, so maybe not that.
See, that's not what we want.
Is there a way to like reduce it a little bit? I don't think so.
Probably.
I don't think so. Auto blur. I'm not gonna
just
fine,
search a grain
fine. Filter. Okay. So it's not perfect, because I still think this is more grainy, but this is the closest we can get. So stupid.
So, that didn't influence my decision at all. If anything, it looks more expressive when you add the grain. He looks even angrier now. There's just lines that didn't exist before.
Oh my god. So, what about it looks more expressive to you?
He just looks angry. The other one, it's just surprise. It feels like one is about losing the fight, and the other is about like the item being the prized possession being affected. I don't want to say destroyed.
Well, I mean, I think that'd be more of the context than the expression, because I would agree with those two descriptions of the situations.
No, but like my point is with the Boruto one, his face is an expression of I'm losing the fight, not my sword's being chipped.
Okay,
and I'm saying you could have done both.
I
or
want
focus
you to,
on the sword being chipped.
I want you to,
because that is something Boruto seems to care a lot about.
I want you to think about how you started that sentence.
Which sentence?
To tell me which image you're referring to. So, Kamui,
I don't know what I said.
With the Boruto one. Which of those images are you referring to?
The left one.
Okay. I mean, I know that based on everything else you said, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out. So, okay.
That's funny.
Okay, I'm going to take this even further, because there might be something else that's influencing it. So what I'm gonna do... This is so stupid. So, now what I'm gonna do is... I'm gonna get this. These are the pretty much correct proportions. Yeah, okay. So, cut that, and undo a bunch, and paste. Okay, so... What I'm gonna do here... I can't do that. We're just going to do it like this.
Are you gonna copy paste? Are you gonna put that onto the manga panel? I want you to do that next. I want you to put this onto the actual manga panel afterwards. It's the funniest way to do it.
So, okay.
Can you put that on the manga panel page?
I don't...
If you have to, take a screenshot of the like full horizontal thing and put that in the background, so you can just put this over it.
You know what? Okay, transparent makes that way better. So obviously it's a little bit thin or thick. Do you mind if I just do it like this to get? Like,
yeah, it's fine. That's fine. Yeah, just
okay.
Just to get it like for the most part pretty decent.
I mean, I feel like it's become pretty relative.
I mean, to be fair, like he's making like I'm not saying he should make that specific face on the right in the scene. I'm just saying I feel a little bit more emotion out of it.
Okay.
It's closer to being right.
Now that we've seen it side by side, we'll now compare it if it just was this panel. This is so stupid.
Yeah.
It's probably not as quick as I can get it.
Oh, that's funny.
Did I fix it, Kamui?
Much better. But I mean, okay, so now this is absolutely ridiculous. But like, can you do the same thing but with Naruto's Hinata stabbing face?
It's gonna take
While you're doing this, though, I guess we can give our ratings of the chapter.
Okay.
So what's your rating?
Pretty good chapter, I guess. It's cool. It's kind of fun. It
above or below average?
It didn't do much. It was just 99% fighting and then like 1% plot progression. It did show us 10 directions. It's a lot of fighting. I guess I'll just give it like a 5.
Okay. See, this is where I think I enjoyed the chapter more than you. Despite me sounding more critical, I think I might have given it like a 6 or 7. Like, but then again, part of that is also, we never even mentioned it earlier. So I'm not gonna die on this hill and say it's the most strategical thinking of all time compared to anything in Naruto. But unironically, this is one of the most, if not arguably, the most strategic fighting into Blue Vortex, because it's the only fight where Jura is specifically thinking, and the other translations made it seem a little bit better, I'll be honest with this one, but it's the only fight where Jura's like actually analyzing his own just natural weaknesses and coming up with a different way of fighting based on how Boruto's responding to things. Like, he's actually just thinking, like, like, this is happening, so I should do this. Every other fight, they're just throwing random attacks, and then they're going to call it teamwork in Team 10's case, even though it is just 3 random attacks, not strategy. And then the Ryu case, they were just doing random attacks with the benefit of Araya's sword just happening to counter Ryu. It's something that they're thinking about, oh, the Iron Sand weakness is blank, it's just, I have anti-Iron Sand sword handy, because of Shinki. You know what I mean? It's the most strategic fight, even though it's not even that much strategy. But that alone made me happy. So, I definitely cared more about that than most other people. And then,
what I'll say
Kawaki
about
looked
that,
cool, and considering how bad he's looked for so long, that made me really happy.
Yeah, but that's not a story
they at
thing.
least
That's
addressed
just
the fact that Koji couldn't see it because he hadn't gotten an update from 10 Directions, so we know that that's a thing.
Yeah.
So glad they did that. And I guess they kind of implied that Boruto told Kawaki about the same mission off screen, even though it doesn't make much sense. But so I'm glad they're doing the things they did, all things considered. Not happy about Mitsuki, but my hope is that, I don't know, maybe Boroshiki's going to come out, Kawaki's going to try to kill him, and then Mitsuki's going to have a rage mode power-up where he's just becomes OP again, like he should have been to begin with. But
I feel like a lot of that isn't story-related things that should make the chapter go up. Some of that is just not the story, but Twitter fans annoying you, which is the only reason you care in the first place.
What do you mean? None of that had to do with the strategy. Never had to do with Twitter fans or the addressing the couple of Kawaki 10 Directions things.
Kawaki
what was the Twitter fan
looking
thing?
Cool after so long of looking bad.
That had nothing to do with Twitter fans. He just genuinely looked so bad for so long, and he actually looked cool for once. I'm glad to see that.
If Twitter didn't exist, then I would have never cared.
What do you mean? We've been complaining about how ugly characters are for like the last 20 chapters.
Oh, you meant literally looking bad. I thought you meant like, oh, Kawaki
no, literally. I mean like the drawing quality of Kawaki, not him being strong.
Okay. Well, I don't know why you're so mad. That's what I thought you meant.
Well, I was passionately saying what I meant.
Okay.
I wasn't referring to like him being strong. I was referring to him looking good.
Okay.
But that is funny.
Well, but also I feel like you probably shouldn't rate.
Okay, no, that's not a story point.
Yeah.
Like, but it doesn't mean like, so again, it's nothing to do with like the quality of the chapter. It just gave me that warm sensation of happiness, like, finally Germ good for once.
Oh my god. But I feel like...
And that did raise my chapter rating.
Good things that happen in the chapter, such as learning 10 Direction stuff, isn't necessarily something that should raise the chapter score.
Again, it's because my expectations were so low that I was just thankful for the things that were. I was just thankful for a few things.
But that doesn't make it sound like you like 2 Blue Vortex more than me.
My chapter rating was higher.
Oh my god.
I appreciated the chapter more than you.
Okay, a billion years later.
Fan would appreciate the chapter. You know what? No, you can't say that because you don't even care if True Blue Vortex is good as long as the anime's there. I want both to be good.
I want it to be good right now. I'm not gonna care once the anime's here.
I would still care. I'd still want it to be good.
Well, good for you. It's not gonna matter anymore.
You're fan.
It's not gonna matter. So it's colored, so that sort of throws it off, but I don't think I can color it very quickly.
Dude, you can make it black and white.
I can. You know, fine, I'll just do it real quick.
Yeah. See, that's better.
What do you think? You think that's better? You can't even tell. You do not think this is better, Kamui. You cannot tell because the gray is too much.
It's so gratified.
You cannot even tell what's happening.
Okay. Whereas, yes, because of all the things that we've done to it, and it's not even meant. Like again, this wasn't made for black and white, so they have colors. But if they had made that face in a genuine way, it would be better.
Okay. Wow. On that note,
someone definitely failed. Oh wait, real quick, look at Kawaki's hair. This is what I was looking for. That was the hairstyle I was talking about.
What?
What do you think?
Well, it made me spit out loud laughing, so...
Why? What about it in particular?
Did he just get out of the shower? Did Ikimoto just like spill his ink on the page and not want to clean it?
And especially that right part. He just doesn't have that.
He's so jet lag. Looks like he got ready for church.
With that hairstyle.
Oh god. Okay, so
also there's those other images.
So real quick, yeah. So as I was reading this, I read the O as the very first thing as I glimpsed here in the first 0.1 millisecond of opening this, and I thought this read, "Don't you want to get rid, Obito?"
Don't you want to get rid of Obito?
Kawaki would be the person to say that, to be there. Of all people. He wants the Shinobi way, after all.
Thematically relevant.
So, what 4 gods did Kawaki kill?
But also not mentioned, just the big circle at the center.
That was Shibai right there.
He killed Ishiki, Mabushiki, Urushiki, Kinshiki, and Shibai.
Well, I feel like this one should be Urushiki, just with how slinky slithery it is. Like he got away like the snake. That would be Urushiki.
Kawaki is one. Yeah. Okay, this is really funny. Imagine putting the one that says a slight disagreement. Put that face on the Boruto page.
I feel like you would not be happy with that. You would be just as angry, if not.
Well, yeah, because it's obviously like it's just pouty in this case. It's not the right face for it, but it's more expressive.
Okay. And then we have
Boruto just grabbing his shirt.
Sure. If anything, Jura should have had this expression.
He's not even showing it, this one, but
this is actually a pretty good piece of art here. Regardless of Kawaki, I think the face here is drawn pretty good.
Yeah. Kawaki just looks good there too, I feel like.
Pretty good. Okay. With that being said,
somebody failed. I wonder what Dan and Mamba would do if they heard our outro.
It looks so bad. That's what
They definitely hate the
I think it is the colors that mess it up.
I know, I told you should delete the background, but I guess you couldn't.
I should have just got it from the manga instead of the anime, but it doesn't really matter.
I mean, it's not too late.
No, it is. Good night.